or is it going to be who's doing the introduction? Is it
we should have it written out. We could do a word each. It'll be official and clever.
Yeah, you could choose a word. My word is good. Yeah.
Evening,
everyone.
That's it. Yeah, it's synchronized introductions.
Yeah, that works.
Synchronized and yet.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Monday Night Live Show from Ted at eModels, eModels.co.uk. And the other guys down here that have joined me as well. There's Chris.
Hello.
Yeah,
hopefully. Point to him, but I don't know which side he's on relative to.
No, it's always difficult when you're down here.
Hopefully you've got your broadbands sorted and you're not going to drop out tonight or anything like that.
Yeah, it wasn't my broadband that was the problem. It was the laptop had some sort of stupid installed program on it that was, for some reason, helping my network speed by making it go down to virtually nothing.
Well, can we point out that Chris bought a Dell PC, and that's probably the actual root cause of it?
We have warned you about visiting those.
We should say nice things about computer people. They might send us one.
Yeah. Dell.
Guys from Dell or other brands are available.
Yeah. Especially Dell. Yeah, it's Ted at eModels.co.uk.
Yeah, but if Apple happened to be watching and have a MacBook spare,
I could sync my mobile phone to a MacBook or a Mac or anything like that. And good evening, Miss Fox, as well. Fox, good evening, Fox.
Hello, everyone. It's I was about to say it's Fox here, but I don't know why I was about to say that.
It so well.
Shut up there.
As you know, it's our Monday night live stream when anything can happen. That usually does. Myself, I'm going to come in for the first hour or so, see how I feel after that, and then either drop back into chat or stick it out, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we've told Ted not to strain himself too much, because not that we'll shout at him, but Mrs. Ted.
If any of you in the chat notice that Ted starts to lag a bit, let him know and we'll kick him out.
Yeah, it's not this time. It's not the computer that's lagging. It's me.
Yes. And Ted, don't forget, because if you suddenly find yourself not in the stream anymore, we've just kicked you out. Don't come back.
Yeah. We've tried turning him off and on again, and it didn't work. So,
just as always, I'll go through my spiel at the start. If you're watching this on the eModels website, emodels.co.uk/live, and you want to join in the live chat, or you're linking to it from somewhere else, do come and join the live chat, because we'll do sticker giveaways and stuff later on, and it's a good crack in the chat. People have a good time. Just click on the YouTube icon down in the bottom corner here somewhere on your player. That will take you to the YouTube page where you can see the stream live and you can take part in the live chat. And it's worth it because we do sticker giveaways and that as well.
Yeah. Just while I take a moment out just to try and stop my iPhone from shutting down so I can see the emails and things like that. While we're on about emails, yes, send your questions, your shout outs, anything you want to talk about tonight to Ted at eModels.co.uk. We'll pick them up. Fox has got access to them as well, so there's a good chance that we'll both see them. If you haven't got a means of sending an email and you're watching in chat, you can type it in capitals in chat, not bold, but capital.
Good girl.
We'll try and pick them up on there. But do remember that the chat does move quite quickly, so sometimes if we miss it, we might have to type it in for a second or even a third time till we see it.
Don't forget, of course, as well, if you want to guarantee that we see your chat question, you can use the super chat, which is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. I'm still locked off, Ted, and that will put your comment in a big colour box, and there's no physical way we can miss that. So you're also welcome to try that.
I see Zadster is actually asking if there is a Fox at eModels, emodels.co.uk.
No,
it's all Ted.
No, it's all Ted. Ted is everything.
Yeah, we had thought about getting individuals' email addresses and things like that, but the Ted at eModels, emodels.co.uk has been going so long, we didn't want to confuse matters.
Yeah, just keep one email. Ted is alpha and omega. He is all present. Ted sees all goes to Ted. All roads lead to Ted.
Yeah, apart from what I don't see because I'm asleep. Right, who's in chat tonight, by the way? There's quite a few people.
Yeah, we had Thermonuclear Bobbington in like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Saying oi. I happened to pop in as well and mentioned that it was a bit early. But then we had Colin at Festa being a mod in there, in there nice and early as well. Mickle Pickle said he thought he was going to be early when they came in a bit later than everybody else. So Ickle Pete's in, wishing me a happy birthday from yesterday. Thank you.
I think did somebody wish you a Merry Christmas as well?
Someone wished me a Merry Christmas a bit later on. That was Sprue Glue Addict wished me a Merry Christmas, which is always nice to get the first Merry Christmas out of the way, isn't it? So yeah, we've got them. John Bennett's in. Nickel Pete already said. Lee Barrett, Sprue Glue. Lord Barkley III said evening. Wiggle Fester. Michael Jackman's in. Saying everyone's early tonight. Yeah, it seems to get earlier every week. As soon as the thing goes live on YouTube, people are like sitting there waiting for it all day on Monday.
Yeah, but you know what's cool about that is that the people that hang out in chat just have such a good time hanging out with each other. They don't mind sitting around for an hour while getting ready because they're just hanging out.
Just chatting to each other, yeah.
I did post up a link to tonight showing a few more places than I normally do as well. So you might have some new people in chat.
If you've got any strangers, be nice to them.
Yes, do. To anybody who's not seen one of these before, Colin Fester, 67's Workshop, is your moderator this evening. Other moderators may be available. So they'll look after you.
Rob Barlow has a question earlier on. He says, "Why am I here?" I'm not sure if you mean why you're here for the show or why you're here more sort of spiritually, but why are any of us here is the real.
Do we need to? Is it getting to like a kind of deep Nietzsche moment here now?
But now you're here, and now you're here. There's no escape.
Yes. Before your time is over.
The next question is, how do I get out?
Yes. You are Spike Milligan and I claim my 5 pounds.
All the doors are barred and locked at 9 o'clock, so nobody can leave until we decide you can. So welcome. If you are new here, welcome. If you just sat quietly in the background thinking, oh, well, should I type something? Should I not? Just type it, say hello. We're all friends here. Remember, it's your channel. We're just here to facilitate your chat and things like that. So it's, as I'm saying, it's just like a group of guys in a pub. I'll try to not buy each other a drink and buy your own.
Should say guys and gals, really.
Yeah, guys and gals, yes.
People. We wouldn't like to assume your sexuality in any way.
Yes. So obviously, many people that watch, we have no idea whether the person on the end of the comment is male or female because you can't
always tell from the name.
You can't tell, can you?
You've got no chance.
Why do you think I call everybody dude? Because that's the only thing that guarantees I get it right, no matter which way.
Zadster says, "I make models, therefore I am."
Yes.
And apparently James Chapman has emailed Ted.
Yeah, I have an email. In fact, there is an email in the inbox. So don't forget, of course, if you are mailing a question through, just mail a question through. That's if you can't get into live chat. We do sticker giveaways later on where we ask a question, like a question and answer, and whoever gets it right first wins the sticker. If you want to get a guaranteed sticker, you just need to send us a question and answer to use in the question and answer sticker section. So if you want to do that, just send an email to
ted@eModels, emodels.co.uk.
But only put eModels in once.
Yeah,
just put eModels in once, because if you put it in twice, James Chapman, I didn't get your email, so it might not come through. It might have gone to ted@eModels twice.
But yes, if you do want to send a question and answer for the sticker giveaways later on, and you want a free sticker if we use that question, please put your name and address in the question and say so we know. Otherwise, we'll have to mail you and say, thanks, we've used your question, what's your name and address? And we don't want to do that. So just say, here's a question, here's the answer, here's my name and address. Thanks.
Yep.
Jamie Bones got a question. He says, does anyone know the Tamiya paint colour for light greyish green?
There are many.
So light greyish green there's probably 5 or 6 that Tamiya do that fit that description.
Yeah. There's a ton of online like Tamiya paint colour lists. Just have a go and look through and see what tickles your fancy.
Or if you can't get the Tamiya shade that you want, there'll be something out there that you can.
I mean, a light greyish green is kind of like cockpit green, I guess. Ammo by MiG do a US APC interior green, which is a light greyish green. That's quite nice.
Oh, well, cool.
Dutch Modelling says, I have heard that you're going to stop these live shows. Is that true? No.
About 11 o'clock we stop, but then we start again the next week.
Yeah.
We took a break last week for bank holiday. Was it last week or the week before?
2 weeks ago.
Or last.
Week before, yeah. But other than that, no, we've no plans unless somebody does something that we don't.
There might be the odd week that we're not about for holidays or whatever, but pretty much we're here.
Unless there's a P45 in the post, and somebody has told us, but we're not employed, so.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is just 2 or 3 hours on a Monday night when we'd just be sat around playing video games or watching telly or something anyway. So we're quite happy to sit here for 3 hours and
We've timed it. We've timed it such at 9 o'clock, so you can get Coronation Street out of the way, so you can watch that first, and then you can come home.
There's a question for you, Ted.
Oh, right.
From Kenneth, he says, "Can Ted show off the conning tower behind him, please?"
Oh, right. Yeah.
I shall lock it on you.
All right. Yeah. Right. Well, since I moved house, most of the submarine, in fact, nearly all of the submarine, has been in a box.
That's the entire submarine there now, isn't it, Ted?
Boxes. Yeah. So the other day I was rooting around for some paints and things to get the crew and things painted, and I came across this bit which was a little bit more accessible. If I lock it on me, I can see what I'm showing you there. If I go to me,
It's locked on you, dude. Don't worry.
I can see what I'm showing you. So this bit was a little bit more accessible. So I dragged it out really so I could get the deck crew, the skipper and such, and the gun crew in the nice poses. And I actually like people, if I'm working on a figure and it's to go on a model or a diorama, if they're all holding the hand out as though they're touching something, I actually like them to touch rather than just have the hand in midair, sort of stuck in a pose. So I got the conning boat, the U-boat conning tower out, or the bridge fin, or the sail, or wherever you come from. So this is it. It's stuck on this box because the conning tower hatches and tubes protrude down from the bottom. That bit there, the wire, is for the lighting on the inside. And behind here, I haven't taken it off yet because I need to give it a clear coat first before I put it all together. So that's why the masking tape is still on over the clear parts. And then
That's the see-through bit, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see through there and see inside the conning tower and the attack periscope and things like that. So that's all in there. It's all been painted in the top. I don't know, can we see that in the top now? Sort of everything falling apart. So that's about ready. So it's just been sat here waiting sort of for the rest of the U-boat to be unpacked, which might not be too far away.
Zed says it's a waterline U-boat kit. The only thing above the waterline is the...
Yeah, that's all I'm going to build. I'm just going to throw the rest of it away.
Yeah.
I'm just building the conning tower. I'm going to put it on a seascape, and that's all.
I see we've got Mike mounting in as modding as well.
Yeah, so that's it. There's not a lot left to do on the submarine. Most of all the interior is done. I've got to put it back. Got to put all the interior into the submarine itself, then wire it all up for the lighting, and then sort of start on the outer hull. So there's not really that much to do. Just unfortunately, it came at the wrong time between me moving house and then becoming ill. So hopefully I'll get it picked up in the near future. So there's not a lot left to do.
I've had a mail come through, and unfortunately I've got no way to share the picture. But we've had a mail from James Chapman saying new member shout out.
Oh yeah.
And he, as promised, he sent a picture.
Yeah, I've got the picture.
Can you show it on there?
Can we show it? Can we show it on there?
Yeah, the places these stickers get.
Yeah.
He says, "Hi Ted, Fox, Chris, and all of the eModels family. We would like to introduce everyone to the new member of the modeling eModels family. Her name is Shania Charmaine. She was born last Monday at 1:35 in the afternoon, weighing 8 pounds 6 ounces."
Yeah, I've got a picture over there. Hopefully,
yeah, it's locked on you, Ted, so everybody can see that.
Hopefully,
with a paintbrush in her hand and a good
paintbrush ready to paint. Yeah, Got a nice FX starter kit. Some are not too strenuous. Or the quick build kits. Yeah,
a high grade jumper will be fine.
Yeah,
probably not the Dora. Not for a couple of years.
Yeah, not yet. So congratulations, James. Thank you for sending a picture.
Yes, congratulations, James, and you're a good lady. And the little one, hope you're all doing well. Hopefully, that scare that you were telling us about last week has all passed and everything appears tickety-boo now. Good.
James Johnson's asking, is that the boat with the chap on the loo with the iPad? So that's the U-boat, isn't it? It's the same U-boat that's got the guy.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, that's.
It's a big kit, so it's been a big long build. But
yeah, I forget what I've done. He's in here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Yep, there's the guy there with his iPad. Sat on the loo. There's the other guy here with his Nike shorts on.
Yep.
Yeah. So
always nice to put little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah.
We've got some comments about the Little pictures. I don't know if you mentioned that Dad or Mike Mountain, one of our moderators, is in again as well tonight, looking after you. Hey, Dad. Everybody calls him Dad, so just call him Dad. He says, gorgeous. James Johnson says, congrats. Kenneth says, wow, a baby brush licker. Zadster says, nice paint job on that scale human.
It's not scale, it's only small scale at the moment.
Yeah, it's big scale right now.
Large scale, but
it's quite a big build. It's 9 months from start to finish. So if you fancy doing one, you need to plenty of time in.
Yeah.
It's a buddy build, isn't it? You can't do it on your own.
Yeah, 1/44 scale human. Philip Rose says, does anyone have any experience using Aeromaster and extra decals at level of quality?
I never used them, sorry.
I can't say for sure if I've used some extra decals. I might have done. I think I've used quite a lot of different types of sort of third-party and off-the-shelf decals and stuff. Aeromaster, not familiar with them at all. I might have used some extra decal ones in the past. I think they were okay, as far as I can remember, but I can't say for sure. James Chapman says, thanks guys, everything is all great. Shania is all perfect, especially when she stopped breathing after birth. Oh, as long as she started again afterwards.
That's a nervous time, but yeah.
It's all good news. Good. Hopefully, the next 20-25 odd years will all be exciting times.
Rob Barlow asks how much is left on the sub, how much is left to do?
There's not really that much left to do. I've got all the interiors built. As I say, just a matter of putting them all on putting them all together on the inside, wire it all up, and then sort of getting to grips with the outside of the hull. Really, it's not a lot really left to do. It's just that it's all spread around the house in boxes at the moment.
I was thinking, getting it to eModels is obviously a job in itself, but where are they going to put it?
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for them to.
That's something we need to worry about. If any of our viewers have been to the eModels premises, you know, when you're walking, because it's a working warehouse basically, there is a sort of a counter with some glass shelves, and they've got like the Eagle and Chris's bike, and there's Ted's big MRAP in there, and other bits and bobs, his big tank and stuff, and my Transit. But it's just some little glass shelves. It's about that wide, and it's, you know, there's not a lot of space. So where they're going to put a 4-foot-long U-boat when Ted finally takes it in?
Yeah, I think that I don't think we'll be encouraged to build any big models for a while. I think
yeah, I mean, you might have to let them know about 4 weeks in advance, Ted, so they can actually get a kind of cabinet built onto the wall or something.
Yeah, I don't want it high up on a ladder where it'll get knocked off or anything like that. Because I could see that the shelving will only be 3 foot wide, and then there'll be 6 inches of submarine at each end. So I could see it being knocked off.
Yes, I'm sure they can arrange a cabinet of some sort.
Yeah, they just buy it in the warehouse.
Just sellotape it to the wall outside.
Because we got a U-boat.
Yeah, just have to move.
GB's Model Zone says that's Gordon, isn't it?
Yep.
It's John. Used Aeromaster decals loads just as good as cartograph, says John. If anybody's gonna know anything about third-party airplane decals, it'll be Gordon/John/GB's Model Zone. Oh, got it. Let's have a look. We do have a question come through, but it's a giveaway question for later on. It's a sticker question. We've only got one so far, so get your question and answers questions coming through. Yeah,
don't forget about your shout-outs as well, as James did with his arrival of his new baby. We had a shout-out for that. If you know of any upcoming model shows, it's getting to that time of year again, isn't it? Model season.
Show season.
Yeah, show season. So if you know of any of them coming up, if you have any sort of birthdays, anniversaries, or anything like that, give us a drop.
Of course, if you've got like a local modelling club. If you're like in your town or village, you've got a local modelling club, give them a shout out.
Yeah,
because there might be people watching in your area that don't even know there's a local modelling club.
Yeah, that's it.
I'd shout out one around here, but I haven't got a clue. I know there's a tabletop gaming club, but that's all I know.
Well, them as well. Yeah, it's all about gluing it together.
Michael Jackaman says, extra decals, varying quality. Most are okay that I've used, but I bought a sheet of Russian stars and they were awful. Kept splitting. It took half a dozen before 2 were usable. Shadbeam asks, do you think model shows are good for the hobby?
I think they are. Yeah, I think it's a good showcase for the hobby. I would like a little bit of a door poll, sort of who actually comes into models. Is it all modelers? Is it people that are calling in just on the off chance, let's go and have a look because it's raining? Yeah, it certainly shows what we could do, what we could achieve. And people sort of other modelers go in and have a look and take inspiration from it.
Yeah. I think modelling shows are a great idea. I think where they do tend to fall down is that small to medium shows are quite nice because small shows are always dead local and you get to meet people in your area that you may not have known are into the same thing as you. Because when you get to the really big shows, like the national shows, they can get a bit political sometimes. Yeah, but that's for people taking part, and that's not really something that your average person go to look at what's going on will notice. They do tend to. Some of the smaller shows do tend to get stuck in the. For non-modelers, they have a perception of model making as you make Spitfires and model trains. That's how a lot of people see the hobby. And a lot of smaller shows do tend to be people with Spitfires and model planes and battleships. There's a lot of other genres to the hobby. And I think with the bigger shows, you get more of a variation. You see things that you never think you'd see. So especially for little kids going around with their parents and they go to a show and it's not just all, World War II fighter planes and tanks. You've got spaceships, you've got sports cars, you've got all kinds of stuff. And you can see the kids going around looking at things. Oh, wow, look at that, look at that. So it's quite inspirational. I think model shows are a good idea. Anything like that.
I like the idea as well that you'll go to a big show like Telford. I just use that one because as an example, it comes straight to the head. And the clubs will set up their stands and the members of the club will sit behind it. And sometimes they might look a bit unapproachable because they're having a sandwich or they're talking to the mate.
Always having a sandwich.
Always
don't interrupt them when they're having a sandwich.
They've always got a sandwich and a cup of coffee. But they're the sort of guys that if you ask them, whose is this model? How did you get that paint effect on there? And somebody else will, I did that. I'll tell you how I do that. And then you can't shut them up because they'll want to tell you about it. So if you want to find out a technique or where did you get that model from? Where did you get the kit? The guys are there to tell you. They're the guys that know best.
The other thing as well with model shows is, especially some of the bigger ones, it's a good place for small traders to get their to get their name out there, and you do find a lot of good bargains and things at model shows. So there's always a good reason to go to a model show. It's never a bad thing.
Yeah,
I think just with some of the bigger shows,
good publicity in that. So
yeah, I think just the problem is with some of the bigger shows, a little bit of politics comes out, and that's when it gets a bit. Nah. Andy McLeish says, I'm gonna have to do it now. Andy McLeish says, that's the noise I make when I pop the thing off my knife, off my box open.
I saw the noise, but I couldn't place it as being that. But
I kind of make the noise, and then he wrote it down in a comment once. I'm like, that's now the word for that noise.
That is the word. Yep.
Yeah.
Jamie Bone says that this coming Saturday is Tiger Day at the Tank Museum in Bovington.
Ooh. Tiger burning bright.
Yeah, Tiger. I'd love to go to Bovington a bit more often, but it's at the other end of the country to me. Yeah, we'll go. Me and my son love Bovington. If only we could. Can we move it a bit closer to us?
Yeah, like can you make it in Manchester or even just like really local, like just next door? That'd be great.
Yeah, good.
Just watch. Mike Allen says, just watch 20 minutes of audio only, thinking The Darkness is Coming was a hint at no video. Turns out updated video drivers are needed to reboot the browser.
yeah. On that note, don't forget to every now and again just refresh your browser just to keep up with chat.
Yeah, we'll let you know for sure just before we do the sticker giveaways, so make sure you're refreshed. Shadream says that they had their second annual show, but they've had issues with another club. Been stated on Facebook by them apparently. Most modelers are good eggs and have a great deal of knowledge, but you always get in any hobby. You always have people that are just a bit strange and a bit nasty for some reason. But
That's the unfortunate part about the internet, is that you will get keyboard warriors who rather than stand in front of somebody and say to the face, wait till they've got home and then they'll put it all online.
We've had a couple of shout outs come through. Dad, one of your lovely moderators tonight, Dad, Mike Mountain, has sent a shout out. He says, "Hey Ted/Fox. There's a reason. He says, how about a huge shout out for Gross Models Chris for his birthday, his big day yesterday." Yes, for those that don't know, it was Chris's birthday yesterday. He's 6.5 now. Maybe 7.5. So yes, well, I said well done then.
Well done on not dying this year.
Well done, you. So happy birthday to Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
We have to
Thank
sing
you, guys.
everything.
Thank you all.
We await the delivery of cake.
I had cake earlier.
He did actually before we went live. He had an entire cupcake to himself, and I didn't even get a sniff.
No. I was going to post one to you, but it wouldn't fit in the envelope.
Well, it wouldn't fit in the envelope because it was already in your mouth.
No, I had another one. I've got another one downstairs in the fridge.
Yes. Oh, I made a discovery today. Not today, but the other day. Anybody who was waiting for stickers, by the way, I sent out a whole mess of stickers at the end of last week. However,
it'll be my turn this week. So I've got a delivery of stickers. I've got a delivery of big stickers.
Ooh.
I made an amusing discovery. Something I didn't know about the cost of postage was that these big stickers.
Hold them up.
I've only got an envelope that's like that big. £3.50 to send one of those to enter the US. Because the envelopes that I need to get some smaller envelopes basically.
Yeah.
I can only find like big A4 envelopes, and that's just over the size. And that's £3.50. I'm like, oh, come on. So, yes. So if you're in the US and you get one of these, treasure it because it cost me £3.50.
In future, what we'll do, we'll just add your name and address to the back and just post it as it is.
Yes. Well, in the future, I'll just buy some envelopes that aren't like twice the size of this.
What we need is one person who lives in America that can take delivery of a stack of them, and then they can post them out individually themselves.
Oh, there's an idea. Right, who do we know in America that's trustworthy?
Yeah, we need a postal contact in the USA. We'll just
Trustworthy American.
Yeah, we'll just send you a shed load of stickers.
Yep.
James Chapman says, "Happy birthday, Chris. Did you get any more 144 kits to add in your stash?" I did, actually. I got a couple from eModels. Not a present from eModels, but people bought them for me from eModels.
I shall have locked it on you, Chris, so you can show off your birthday stash.
I shall bring back.
TK's in. Hi, TK.
I've got a couple not from eModels, so I'll do them
It's the
first.
third mod of the evening.
I've been introduced into the Warhammers.
Yay!
So, I've got to build a big flying boat thing. I don't know. And also another
Loves it, really.
a non-flying boat, which is going to be quite an interesting build. The Snowberry.
Lift it up a little bit, Chris, because
the
thing is that. There you go.
Is a Snowberry.
What scale's that one? Oh, the
144. The 144.
The bigger one, you can radio control.
All right. I don't think you'd want to do that on that one. But I have. What have I got? A pack of 4 planes, which is quite interesting.
I meant to ask, do you actually have any easy line?
Yes, I have some.
You'll need it.
Yeah, they're all biplanes. They're actually, as far as I can tell, 4 identical sprues that you're meant to build up as 4 different liveries and styles and things to choose from, everything. But I think I'm probably going to build them all much the same, but I'm going to do one new and one heavily worn out and weathered and a couple in between. Just as a practice for building and weathering.
Oh, question for you, Chris. Zadster says that smaller Snowberry looks good, and Michael Jackman says, whoa, he got the Corvette. Can you just show them how big the Corvette actually is? Because it's not small, is it?
That one.
It won't be small. Are you going to do it?
43.9 centimetres long. I haven't actually opened the box yet. I'll open the box. No, it says on the box how big it is.
Are you going to do it as a waterline model, or are you going to do it full hull?
I think I'll probably do this one full hull.
Yeah. While you're opening that, Shadbeam says, many thanks for that, guys. The best bit of our show was we had 28 clubs in attendance, had some great models from sci-fi to trains. We also raised over £260 for the help of the heroes. Nice one. Cool. Next time you have a show, I don't know if you just haven't watched a show before, but next time you have a show, let us know in advance and we'll do a shout out.
Yeah. There we go. That is the hull itself.
Oh, look at that.
Which, considering it's 144 scale, which means people are that big, it's
smaller than that.
It's quite no, they're about that big.
I forgot you've got tiny hands.
No, they're that big. Look, because I've got one here. There's a 144.
Pointy dude.
It's about that big. See?
Yeah, because it is quite big. It's a surprising thing that you can get some large kits in 1/144 scale.
Yeah, well, talking about large kits, I also got this, which is a tank.
The Landkreuzer P1000 Ratte.
It's
Pepper Tiger.
it's 3 tanks actually, because it's quite big. Let me show you
It's the concept German tank that was like 4 times the size of the mouse, isn't it?
Well, if you see on the picture on the box, if I can get it so the light doesn't shine off, you can obviously see the tank and these 2 little tanks in the front.
I think if I remember rightly, looking at some other artwork and things, I think that painting is a bit generous to the size of the Landkreuzer. I think it's not.
I don't think it is.
Is it?
This is a 144 tank that I've built previously.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a Sherman actually. But,
It is indeed a Sherman.
that's the body of one of those little tanks that's on the picture on the box art,
Is
which
that
is
the mouse?
basically twice the size of that.
That's the mouse, isn't it?
And that's the little one.
That's the mouse. The big.
Yeah, the big one is there.
Compared to the size of where's that Sherman again? Get that Sherman back.
You're almost getting to 1/35th scale.
The Sherman
they are
will actually
scale.
fit inside the turret.
Yeah.
Of this, and that is also 1/44 scale. So yeah, when I get round to that, that's going to be quite interesting to see next to everything else.
The difficult thing with that is going to be it's 1/35th scale size, so you're going to be tempted to weather it like 1/35th scale, but it's not. It's 1/44th. You can't do the same kind of chipping and stuff.
No,
It's going to be tricky because
I get what you mean there. It's going to be difficult because you're going to have to scale down the camouflage things.
Zadster says he thinks there's some PE add-ons for it. For the Land Cruiser, there is in fact PE already in the box. I think it's railings. It's probably just railings for it, but it's
Michael Jackerman says now that is a land ship.
It really is, yeah.
Landkreuzer.
Apparently, it was a prototype that we don't think they actually built. But
I
it was
was
obviously
reading up about
designed
it.
and thing.
I think no, it never got to the building stage. They made because I read about it and they made 2 of the mouse.
All
which
right,
is
yeah.
the tiny one in the front, which is also it was the world's biggest tank ever made. Even though it's the tiny one in the front, they only made 2 of those, and one was not functioning.
But apparently, the turret on the top is actually from a destroyer boat thing, or some battleship, whatever, big boat thing. So it's a land boat.
Model making says the main gun was basically a Bismarck class main battery turret.
There we go.
They took it was a triple barrel gun, but they took the middle one out.
You've got to think with the turrets on a ship, you just see the slim sort of turret itself on the top of the ship, but the whole thing goes down 3, 4, 5 decks, down to the armory and things like that. So they're going to be.
Yeah, I was reading up about it, and it was saying that it kind of got killed off, the idea, because they realised that it kind of wouldn't be able to go anywhere. It would destroy any bridge. It would disappear into mud. It would destroy roadworks. But the other problem was it was so big that it was just an aerial target that no one could miss. And in the end, they were like, you know what? It's going to go at like 10 miles an hour. It's going to be the size of a town.
Yeah, and it's going to run on so much fuel.
Yeah, it's not really going to be anything that's not going to get destroyed straight away because it's the size of an enormous town. Albert Speer cancelled it.
Yeah.
Because as crazy as he was, says Vincent, it's as crazy as Albert Speer was, he thought it was crazy and a waste of time.
If a crazy guy thinks it's crazy, it's probably crazy.
Thing is, it takes some cojones for something that Adolf Hitler has signed off on approved, and you're there going, "Nah, cancel that." that takes some cojones of steel. That does.
Yeah.
There was a few other comments that came in. I missed all of them.
Shadbeam says my eyes will not do 1/44 scale.
Yeah. TK says he won't be here long. Bedtime soon. He's been digging all day. Yay.
Lord Barkley says, does it come with soldiers? I don't think so. I haven't looked through it that much, and I'm not going to do it now because it's all in plastic. It will rattle and make annoying noises. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. But they'd be that size of person.
It'd be teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny people.
You could just get a load of little figures yourself, but they'd all look like they were just British Rail workmen, which is kind of unfortunate, really.
Yeah.
Ray Aquilini from Malta is in. Hey, Ray.
Hello, Ray. He says, happy birthday, thank you.
Shedbeam asks if any of us are in model clubs ourselves. Who's going back to the subject of model subs?
I'm not. I don't do shows or anything like that.
I'm in the IPMS national thing, but that's it. I don't go to any clubs or meetings.
The last club I was in was a model boat club. It was quite a few years ago, but for this scale modelling, no, I'm not. I think maybe, I don't know, it might be hard to say, but I wonder if Facebook is killing off clubs. It's easier to be in a Facebook club than it is to drag your butt down the club on a wet Wednesday night.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe a lot of it's like I was saying about the shows, a lot of the smaller club mentality sometimes is the Spitfire or Tank or That's Your Lot kind of brigade. The older generation, perhaps the younger generation, just aren't grabbing onto it.
I just say with Facebook, it's a lot easier to take a few pictures and show them to thousands of people and get feedback that way rather than have to carry it to a club, put it on a table and get 10 people to look at it and give you their opinions.
I think the difficulty as well is that with a lot of the small clubs being quite limited in the kind of models that there are there, some of the younger generation who perhaps don't do World War II planes or tanks, or some of the limited stuff you get sometimes, don't see what they make in those clubs and therefore don't really feel a link. It's a shame because, there are a lot of clubs that are quite varied and all that kind of stuff, but there are some that are real stick in the mud ones. It's like, it's got to be an Airfix, it's got to be a Tamiya.
Michael Jackman says, I used to be in the Maidstone model boat club until I moved to Norfolk. You mean you still don't go? You should still pop back on weekends and stuff.
Pop
we have a shout out. And a mail come through from David Fox. He says, hi, Ted, Fox and Chris. I keep meaning to not mention when Chris gets mentioned just to really annoy Chris. Hi, Ted, Fox and Chris. Can I get a shout out to Denise Shakespeare? Well done, and thank you for walking Hadrian's Wall with me. Thanks, Dave. Sent from my HTC. I didn't need to read that last bit, did I?
Well
done to Denise Shakespeare, and I guess to David Fox for walking Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, I hope you had a nice time. It's quite a nice walk, I believe, to do Hadrian's Wall. Which way did you do it? East, west, or west to east?
North to south quicker.
One of the two. I'm going to hedge my bets to say one of the two.
One of the two, yeah.
Norman Long's got a question for Fox. It says, does your puffin have a name?
Yes, my puffin is called Odo. Me and Ted and Chris, and there's a group of us that all kind of know each other on the Facebooks and stuff. And Scott, who I think is in chat at the minute, Scott from Orkney.
I did see him in there earlier. Yeah.
Kind of started, and we've all ended up with puffins because I got one and Scott sent me a little one.
There's one sitting up the top there. Look.
Yeah, so we've all got different puffins, and Scott, I bought this one myself. But Scott tends to send people puffins because he lives in Orkney. We all love puffins. So you guys have all got puffins with names, haven't you?
Yep. My puffin is named Paul.
Yeah, his one's called. They're all named after Orcadian jarls and Viking characters, except Chris's. It's called Paul.
No, he's actually named after a jarl. It's Paul somewhere or other, something long name. But yeah,
Hammer, Death, Lightning, Sigurdsson.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, my puffin. I do have a puffin. It's in a box. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Puffin in a box.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't yours called Sigurd? Oh no, is that Scott's called Sigurd?
One of them was. But,
yeah, Dad's in, so it'll remind me what it is at the moment.
You'll remember.
Spruglu says, hello, beautiful people. He also says Dadpla, and if anybody wonders what Dadpla means, Mike Mountain, one of your mods tonight, Dad, said you had no interest in making Gunpla ever. And then when we all met up at the eModels store a couple of months ago, he actually bought his first ever Gunpla, so we called it a Dadpla.
He was bullied into it, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he also said he'd never do Warhammer, and now he's been voluntarily going to the Warhammer store and spending money. So he's a bit easy, really, mate. You can get him to build anything, isn't it? It's not hard.
Yeah. While we're talking about Gunpla, in fact, shall we do what I've been doing this week?
Oh, yes. What have you been doing this week, Chris?
I've been doing Gunpla this week.
Yes. For those that have never watched this show before, both Chris, Ted, and I don't know why I said both because the three of us, we all do builds for eModels as well as this live stream. We also have like video build series and other bits and bobs on the channel. And we're all doing in the middle. Well, these two guys are in the middle of builds at the minute, and I'm not doing one yet, but I've got one coming up in the next few months. But Chris is building something he's never done before.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you doing?
I built him. You can't really see. I haven't got the camera thingy open to zoom in, but that's him. It's a Zaku 2, apparently. I don't know anything about it. It's green.
It's a real grade Zaku 2.
It's 144 scale, obviously, because that's my thing.
Yep.
And yeah, it's all been individually painted, weathered. It's got an inner frame in it that's all painted as well, and then covered up by armor. So no. But yeah, the first part of the video build is on the eModels channel now, where I did the inner frame. The second part will be up in a few days, where I've done the armor, and then I shall be progressing on in the next week or two, doing the weapons, and then weathering the heck out of it, making it all grimy, dirty, and nasty. But the real grades are really nice kits. They're all very articulated. You can actually move arms, elbows, legs, waist, head. It's all got posable. Even his toes move. A little bit of wobble in his toes. So you can position them however you want, or leave it as an action figure. But I'm going to be putting that onto a small sort of diorama base when I finished. So I'm going to have him in that sort of position with his foot up a little bit, just a bit of action there. So
you're going to make like a giant lion for him to have his foot on top of it.
Yeah, I've just killed this. Yeah.
Or like his legs. It was this big. Caught a fish that was that big. George Flouter says Sieg Zeon.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry about it. Simon D says, why do Gunpla have lightsabers? They're called beam sabers, and it's one of the weapons that Gunpla use. They have beam rifles and they have beam sabers because it's a Japanese thing. It's all samurai based.
Jamie Bone says, "Yay, Transformers time!"
No, shut up. Yes, the whole thing with Gunpla is, if you look at the original Gunpla series, the RX-78-2, it's kind of got the samurai ethic to it, and the Japanese martial. Look at the shape of the head; it's kind of very samurai-ish. There's a lot of Japanese tradition in there, so of course they have a blade of some sort. And being it's all sci-fi futuristic, they have a beam rifle, like a laser rifle, and they have a beam saber. Now, bear in mind, this is like 1974, 75 or something, before Star Wars. So, Gunpla did it first.
Yeah, Andy McLeish says Transformers, and Rob Barlow says GoBots. GoBots, that's going back.
Mike Mountain says, "Wake up, Ted! It's Gunpla."
Yeah, just on that. Yeah, just I am awake. Scott's reminded me of the name of the thing that he sent me was Seagard.
Seagard.
There you go. TK does say, "Is that gallery contest still a thing?" Yep, you missed it. It was last week. Every month from the eModels gallery, which is emodels.co.uk/gallery, I believe. Fox will correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I wasn't listening, so I was reading something.
The gallery is
emodels.co.uk/gallery. It's on the
got it right. It's on the thing, and the menu bar it says gallery. Submit your pictures in there, and once they get rated by other punters, when they get a 5-star rating, then they're up for consideration for winning the next month's prize.
Yeah,
so
we basically go through and look at all the submissions that are 5-star rated, not just the ones from that month, but the ones from ever that are 5-star rated. And each month we'll pick one and say, "I like that one. That one's winning the prize."
Yeah, that's about how it's done. Because I send it if it's I pick one out, send it across to Fox, and he said, "What?" He sent it back. I thought, well, we discuss it. We'll get in the end. We have a bit of arguing and falling out and not talking to each other for days, and we apologise. We get round and pick one seriously.
George Taylor says, "I just finished my lunch. What did I miss? Don't leave anything out." Well, in the beginning there were dinosaurs, and then they died out.
Ted came in, he said hello, and then we said hello, and then we talked about models for a bit, and then we're here.
Yeah. Wait, we talked about models. Now he knows you're lying.
Yeah. No, we did. We have been talking about models. We haven't done any 80s TV at all tonight.
Not yet.
Sprue gives it away and says you missed out on your strippogram.
Yeah, well, that was. I've put my shirt back on, so you're okay now.
Now we know what Ted's been working on, because you said you've been working on your U-Bet a little bit, hadn't you, Ted? And your figures.
I have, yeah. I really, to be quite honest, I haven't really done a lot this week.
You're allowed.
I've had the sort of stuff spread out on the table. I've read a book that Spider Q sent me, and that sort of increased my mojo a little bit. So I've been sort of just examining the back of my eyelids for a while and sort of just relaxing. We'll get back to it.
Yeah, but you are allowed. You've got an excuse.
Yeah, it's all right. So I will fight on. We'll get it in the end.
As for me, I've been again.
What did you do, Fox?
Yeah, what have you been up to, folks?
I kind of had to segue to myself. I've not done a lot. It's been another one of those weeks where I've not had much chance to get to the bench and do a lot. I did finish though my armatures. I haven't got them here because I've had to disassemble them to put them into my case so I can carry them around. But I happen to have a picture here. Let me just get it ready. Hang on. I've been working on those, my armature warglaves. So those little three fellas are now finished. For those that you don't know, I'm building a Warhammer army, but I'm building a Warhammer army themed on the Principality of Xeon from Mobile Suit Gundam. And these are two warglaves and a Helverin, which are designed to look like Xeon mobile suit workers, which are the precursors to the Zaku that Chris is building. So these are all designed to look like mobile suit workers. I've also got an Imperial Knight, and I've got some other knights to build and loads of dudes. But I got them finished over the last few days. So that's what I've been up to. But I've not had a lot of time to get to the bench. So it's been another one of those weeks where I've been kind of doing little bits and little bobs. I'm still working on my Master Grade Strike Rouge Uotori, which that isn't built yet. That's just loosely put together. And I've been gluing all the inner frame for the actual mobile suit. And that's going to start the painting this week, hopefully, if I can get time at the bench. That's it, really, for me.
Michael Jackman's got a question. He's wondering how long it will take to airbrush the kitchen. I don't know what size nozzle you need for that.
He said before he's finished his aircraft, and he's going to have to paint the kitchen before he goes on to build his next models. So he's wondering how long it'll take to airbrush the kitchen. I'd recommend probably a 0.5 needle. Do it a bit quicker.
I reckon you should go for like a 5 needle.
Yeah, 5 inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the advantage is if you do a really good job, she might either let you carry on with your modelling, or 2 say that you've done such a good job, you should do more painting of the house.
It's got to be a fine line between good enough and too good that you're going to make you have to do it more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you're washing up, you have to break the occasional cup.
Yeah, you need to knock a tin of paint over, just not too much, so you can clean it up.
Just a little bit, just so they know that you're. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a question from Danny Heron, which I think you can answer this, Ted. Any chance of anyone doing the Max Pro MRAP 1/16 scale?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I'd seen that one. I'd seen it when I'd done my Oshkosh.
You might need to, just in case he doesn't know, you have actually filmed a build series for the.
Yeah, I've done the 1/16 Oshkosh in 1/16 scale and filmed that. I think to do another one of that genre would be sort of pushing a little bit. I'm also thinking the next time after I've built this submarine, I might go drop down a little scale. I might go back. I might go down a little scale and build something 1/35th. That.
Do you want me to send you a couple of 144 stuff?
No.
You might go a bit smaller and drop down something maybe only a couple of feet long, you know.
Yeah. Plus eModels are running out of shelf space, so
Well, if you don't know, Ted did do the. Who made it? Was it Dragon?
It was Trumpeter. No, it was Trumpeter.
Trumpeter. He did the Trumpeter 1/16 MRAP Oshkosh. That's a build series on this channel, on the eModels channel. So go and click on playlists, go to the eModels channel, click on eModel down there.
It's not too different. And the 1/16 scale leaves lots of scope for adding extra details as well. Great size kit.
James Chapman says, "Oh no, only just remembered to comment on last week's giveaway." Yes, if you've not commented on last week's live stream yet to win in the giveaway, then go make sure you put a comment on there.
We were giving away the little chibi battleship, weren't we?
We were giving. Oh gosh, I know what we were giving away.
Yeah, James says it looks like an excellent build to do.
Yes, we are giving away. Well, last week we were giving away that.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done it yet, you have to go and watch the entire of last week's video in the next 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
And put a comment on the video to be in it to win it. So there you go. You've got a few minutes to go and get your entry in.
Yeah, Sprugler Addict says he hasn't got much space left because he always wins.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because he wins everything. Lol, says Dad. So that's what we've all been up to. So all three of us, well, the three of us, Chris has had all the time at the bench. I've not had much time at the bench, and Ted's been doing other things, but he's got an excuse.
Yeah. On that note, I have been and seen the doctor the last week, and she said that I can now start drinking gin. So,
Yay!
yay.
Life is back to normal.
So Ted says, "What do you mean I was meant to stop?"
yeah. As I said, is there a chance I can drink gin? How much? Oh, yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, well, what would start off with maybe a couple of pints?
Yeah,
Just a little bit in the glass at a time, but then I can refill it. Yeah.
Yeah, just one bottle a night. Is that all?
Yes. What the doctor really said was, you can start going back to work if you want, but obviously that's just code for drink gin.
Yeah.
I'm just going to work, dear.
Yeah. I said, can I go back to work? Maybe. Just for short days, just for half day. Oh, that's all right.
The thing is,
you just heard us say you can have shorts.
Yeah, that's what you meant. You can have shorts a day.
The thing is, you know that you're really, really bored and cabin fevery when you say, "Can I go back to work yet?"
Yeah. I'm afraid.
Tell me I can go back to work.
As I said last week, I think daytime TV has just done it for me now. Yeah, no more can I watch Judge Rinder and Jezza. So.
Danny Heron says, "Thanks, guys, for giving me the heads up on my question here in Huntsville, Alabama, USA." You didn't need to add the USA. We kind of got that. You have this 1/16 Max Pro. Was hoping for a build along. Lol, love following you. Even though it's a different thing, it's worth going through Ted's video build of the
especially when it comes to the sort of weathering and the painting and things like that.
And even the scratch building, because Ted scratch built like seatbelts and a radio set. So it's worth watching it just because with a similar technique, just a different subject. Yeah. Everybody's talking about gin now.
Yeah, I don't like gin.
I need to blow my nose. I like gin. Not on its own, but a nice G&T on a hot summer's day is nice.
Yeah.
No, but there's that many variations of gin going out now. It seems to be the in thing to drink. So I must get through them all.
Joanna Hammond says, "Do not watch daytime TV. You'll end up with melted brain leaking from your ears and your IQ exponentially dropping."
Actually, you can expand that to say, don't watch anything that isn't just on BBC.
Yeah.
Don't watch anything.
Yeah, I woke up halfway through Jezza and an application for if you want to apply, if you want to go on the Jeremy show. This
is where I go into grumpy old man now. But is it me, right? Or is it just ITV incapable of making anything worth watching in terms of drama, anything, science programs, anything, unless it's a phone-in celebrity nonsense?
Yeah.
No, you could be right there. Yeah.
Every program they make seems to have a telephone number attached to it.
Yeah, I mean, Mum was watching some period drama last night, and I was like, "Is it any good?" She went, "No, it's terrible." I was like, "Well, it's ITV. What do you expect? They can't."
What are you watching it?
Or anything.
No doubt I had a contact telephone number at the end if you've been affected by any issues in this program. Phone this number at £13 an hour.
Because like Channel 4 used to be cutting edge like documentaries and stuff, and even Channel 4 now is just nonsense. I haven't actually watched TV properly in years because it's all just nonsense.
Of course, if ITV or Channel 4 want to have us hosting something, then
yeah, well, I quite happily accept a contract for money to work on.
We'll host, yeah. I'm just binge watching previous episodes of the eModels web chat. So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah, just go back and watching all our shows again.
George Taylor says to Danny Heron, "What? Not from Alabama, Canada?" Because he said, gave his full address. I do like the way Americans, like when they say a place, they give the whole like a geographical location, like Paris, France, or Huntsville, Alabama, USA. They always give the whole thing just in case to make sure there's no confusion. Rune Strand says, "Building the trumpet." Oh, that reminds me, by the way, earlier on, Dad said, "This is what's to come for me." Some of you in the chat might not know that Mike Mountain, one of your mods this evening, is building the same 148 scale server that Ted has. He hasn't started it yet. I think he's waiting to see how Ted gets on with it. But
I think he's waiting to have an extension built, so he's got somewhere to keep it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But Rune Strand says, "Building the Trumpeter 148 U-boat," which is what Ted's doing. You can see it behind him. It's slowly killing me. I just finished the control room. Feels like there is a million small parts to paint. Can't wait for the lighting kit to arrive. Ed?
Yeah, it does seem like that. It does seem like it goes on and on and on. And then you think, I'm painting this, but will anybody actually see it? Because there's lots of hidden sort of detail and things like that. And you think, such as the crew's quarters, the radio and sonar room, the captain's cabin, things like that. painting everything in there, and then you're putting bulkheads up so nothing, you won't see it. So
yeah, it's similar to the Zaku that I've just done. All the inner frames all painted and sorted, and you can see the inside of that knee.
yeah.
That's it. But we all know it's there. That's what I always say.
Yeah, but don't give up. Don't give up, Rune. It's a fantastic model. It will come together brilliantly, and it does. You've still got the sauna. It depends which way you've started. If you start at the front, control room. What's next? Engine room. Engine room is a fantastic part to build.
Your engine room actually came. Your engine came out looking beautiful.
You put a pallet to put your engine on while you're building it, didn't you?
Yeah, the engine room. Really have to take your time on building that engine, because there are some tiny small photo etch parts to go on that engine.
All the little turny dial thing, all the
little dials on engine, things like that. Take your time on it.
A few comments about television. Let's have a look. Graham Presswood said you should try Forces TV. It's Knight Rider and such. Cool.
Yeah, I've caught a few of them.
Shabim says ITV is not good. Osric 9000 said good documentaries on BBC4. BBC know how to do documentaries. ITV don't. The only thing I watch is BBC iPlayer, and I watch like science and history stuff, because everything else is just nonsense.
I tend to watch a lot of catch up these days, iPlayer and More 4 and things like that.
I can't be doing More 4 adverts on a catch up service.
Well, just pick and choose the programs you want to watch, and you can sort of binge watch them in box sets and things like that.
I love my iPlayer. I don't watch TV. I watch stuff on iPlayer, but I tried More 4, and it's like I really don't like getting adverts on catch up TV. It's not right.
Yeah, that's the only thing that puts me off it.
Sprigly Addict says good to see Ted's on the mend.
Yeah, I'm on the mend. I'm getting there.
Let's have a look. ITV, intelligibly transferred vitriol. Yeah, it's like the Daily Mail of the TV world, I suppose. ITV. It seems incredible that ITV made the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes for the BBC. They used to know how to do drama.
Yeah.
Way back in the old days, my dad used to do it there. He actually worked on the Sherlock Holmes drama series. Anyway, let's not denigrate television channels, I suppose.
No,
Other channels are available. You need to slag off. Let's have a look. What do we? Have we got any questions coming through? Only got one question for stickers. So
yeah, we need some more sticker questions.
Come on,
we need to give at least 2 stickers away in a mug. So we need 2 more questions.
Yeah.
We've got 1 question and answer because we've got stickers and mugs.
Sticker, mug, sticker, mug, sticker, sticker, mug.
eModels.co.uk. Use question, the answer to the question, and your name and address. And if we read it out, you will get a sticker. Guaranteed.
Michael Jackerman's had a knock at the door. We know what that is.
Could that be a pizza?
Pizza time.
Wait, is it Michael Jackerman that just has cheese and tomato and that's it?
Yes.
But without tomato.
He's allergic to tomatoes, I think, or allergic to cheese.
So he just basically has a bread.
One of those things.
He has a bread wheel.
That could be a question.
Yes. So, should we do some stickery things then? We've got 1 question so far.
Should we do a stickery thing, or should we do the store?
We can do the store first if you want.
Give people more chance to send in questions about stickers.
Oh, Scale Model Muse says time for work later all. Thanks for coming in, dude.
Bye.
Yeah, and don't forget, as Andy McLeish says, don't forget to put your name and address in your sticker question email.
Only if you want a sticker. If you don't want one, then don't bother.
Yeah, if you don't want one. If you've already got like a sticker and stuff, you're more welcome to have it. If you don't actually want a sticker, just say I don't need a sticker. Anyway, yes, I'll look it on you, Chris.
Oh, okay. I shall prepare to share.
Let's see what Chris has picked.
Yeah, it's my turn to do what's in store this week. So,
yes.
As ever with the what's in store now, we invite you to guess the theme. I've cunningly prepared a theme for your pleasure and entertainment for the next 10 minutes.
You prepared something.
I've prepared it. I've done homework and stuff and looked stuff up and looked for it. So I've got, I think, 5 or 6 different items that all have one theme that ties them all together. So when I stop sharing at the end of the presentation, put it in the chat. Make sure your chat's up to date, by the way. Now, click the refresh live button and drag the thing all the way to the side so you're up to date and watching live. Because otherwise you'll be 10 minutes behind everybody else and you won't win yourself a sticker.
Now remember, don't put any words. Hello. Don't put down what you think the theme is during we're at the segment. Because
Yeah, 'cause somebody might pinch the idea and get.
only as soon as Chris says, what is the theme, then you can put down what you think the theme is.
Yep. So whoever Rob Barlow put in Blake 7 already, and if that was the right answer, you wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
It's not Blake 7, so I'll give you that hint to begin with. But
unless I've got it really wrong, that's not the theme anyway.
right. So I'm start sharing. There we go. And I have to find the right page because I can't click on things on the video because it doesn't work.
That is located.
Lock it on me, and
located on you.
You're now looking at the Tamiya 100th scale Fuji Dream Airlines Embraer. Embraer. It's an plane. It's 2475, and Brazilian aerospace conglomerate Embraer has grown into a global name thanks to its successful aircraft designs.
Wait, what is it? What brand of plane is this? It's an Embraer.
Embraer. That's the yeah.
Is this like an entire airplane manufacturer that I've never heard of?
You know when I said I did homework and researched and stuff, I didn't do that bit.
You didn't do that much homework. So how can there be an aircraft manufacturer that, like Boeing, and then Embraer, never heard of them?
Embraer are the people that made it, and
apparently it's approved by the FDA, so that's all right. It's never.
Well, it would have to be being a plane.
There must be a thing about maybe camera companies building things, because this is Fuji. And have you noticed that the diggers down the building site are from Hitachi and things like that?
Oh, well, Hitachi have done that kind of stuff for years, because that's the Japanese firms that do like a trillion different things and branch out, because that's just what they do.
So as a kit itself, it's a plane. How much more can you tell them, really? It looks quite nice.
It's not a plane, it's an aircraft.
An aeroplane.
Danny Heron says, cheers folks, have a great evening from Huntsville, Alabama, USA, laughing his backside off.
He forgot to put his planet Earth, but
yeah, it's behind the water pipes. Thanks for coming in, Danny. Zazda says, quite a few of their planes around the UK. I should qualify and say I don't know anything about planes, so I'm just putting conversation there to grist the mill.
You get lots of different colours. You can put different colours on the tailplanes and stuff. So,
Mint. You could paint that in Xeon colours. It'd look fantastic.
You could paint it however you like.
Embraer is well known in South America.
Right. Well, that was the first kit. The second one, which might help you get the theme, you never know, is the model wheels, which one I've not heard of. 72nd. Gaz M20 Pobeda.
I'm glad you said that.
Pobeda. That could go wrong, couldn't it? I'm going to guess it's Russian.
The description for it says it's the model wheels 172nd Gaz M20 Pobeda. We don't really know much about it, but
the Gaz is
plane. It's not a plane. It's a car.
Eastern.
I
could think that was Channel 4 when I was a kid. And Pobeda.
So it's quite reminiscent of a few old English cars, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we don't really know anything more about it. But
Stephen Hill Harris says Embraer SA is a Brazilian aerospace conglomerate headquartered in São José dos Campos in Sao Paulo state.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Nobody knows anything about the Pobeda.
No. Some people know about them. Although it's not the answer, it's just funny that Sprudlo Addict says the theme is that they're all words that you can't pronounce.
They may be. I haven't got to the ones.
I won't play because stickers cost too much to send to Burbank, California, USA, the world, says George Taylor. George Taylor, you will play.
Yeah. We'll just buy some smaller envelopes.
I've beaten everybody because they don't know the theme.
Yes.
So, well, there you go. That's the two so far.
So George Taylor, you will take part. You will listen to your mother, you'll take part, or you'll sit on the naughty step and think about what you've done.
The third kit I've chosen is a Trumpeter 135th flatbed tractor.
I bet you can pronounce all of those words.
M915 tractor with the M872 flatbed trailer. So it's not just the cab, you get the trailer as well, and a 40-foot container. It's not an actual 40-foot container, it's a 1/35th version of a 40-foot container.
It's a 40-foot container, but 35 times smaller.
So it's still nearly a foot, isn't it?
I think George Taylor's been told, he says, okay.
It's not a cheap kit, that one, £80.95. Mm-hmm. but
It's a
it's a big,
trumpeter, though, isn't it?
a heavy army truck. Apparently, late 1970s, the US Army was looking for a commercial logistic trucks, and they got a series of these heavy trucks.
Mickle Pickle says, I like that. You can tell it's American because the grill on the front is approximately 2.5 miles high.
The camo's not very good because I can actually see it.
And probably doesn't need to be that tall. But it's a good kit because it's a trumpeter and it's a trumpeter premium kit, so it's going to have like 10
can't be anything wrong with what's in the box there.
I mean, you can tell it's military because it's got lots of decals.
Yes.
I can give you some of it.
But if you're not into military, you don't have to paint it military either.
Indeed, no.
Yeah, you
It's
could
just a
Mad
big
Max
heavy
that.
truck.
This is my usual refrain. You could Mad Max that. You could post-apocalyptic it up.
You could build a little apartment complex inside the 40-foot trailer.
Yeah. But of course, being a trumpeter kit, it's got 8 trillion tiny fiddly
It's got
parts.
quite a lot of bits and a big bit.
Yeah, big bit there.
I'm assuming that the flatbed bit is separate to the container bit as well, by the looks of it. So
Master says that container is good for keeping all your 1/144th models in.
possibly, yes. Yeah. So in photo etch in there as well. I thought I saw a little picture of photo etch.
Yeah.
So that'd be the grill and details like that.
Andy McLean says, big ass Mack truck, and Earl D says, paint it like a Coke truck.
Christmas is coming. Christmas.
Ooh, yeah, and you could light that.
George Taylor says, the theme is plastic model kits. You know it is in my sticker. Thanks.
No, I'm a little bit farther than that. I've done quite well in confusing you so far.
It's the theme eModels.
And the next kit is trumpeter. I've gone back to the menu again. There we go. Get rid of that.
Oh, there's a menu.
Oh, have you got? Oh, it's Bristol.
The trumpeter 148 MiG-21F Fishbed J.
I love the Russian names for their planes.
They just seem to make them up.
Fishbed.
Yeah.
See, I work for a model kit of a plane where you see it from the back.
Yeah, it's very unusual.
Yeah.
You can't really see the wing at all, can you?
Yeah.
It does have wings, but the tail's massive.
Then again, you look at the front, you think, yeah, that's why you don't see it from the front, because it's a typical Russian ugly plane. Looks mint there. Fishbed.
Fishbed. Yeah, very triangular.
You're triangular.
I haven't got a big tail, though.
I wouldn't know. I don't tend to look.
So, yeah, that's interesting for you. Hopefully giving you a little bit closer to getting what the theme is.
Mr. Loth says, NATO code name's Fox, not Russian, but it's a MiG. I thought you mean we gave it the...
Yeah, we give them all them silly names. And tanks, so the tanks are the...
So we know about. I'm not sure if you get the fire extinguisher with the kit, but it seems to be quite prominently featured on the box.
Is it like a 10-foot tall fire extinguisher?
I think it's just really close to the camera.
This kit could burst into flames.
Yeah, it's a very strange forced perspective shot of a plane from the back with a massive fire extinguisher.
Right, the penultimate kit in this selection
is the word penultimate, Ted. He's dead clever and everything.
I'm using posh words. I'll put things up. Get a word of the day calendar for my birthday. The Italeri 124th Volvo FH 16520 sleeper cab. This is just a cab, but it's not an American one because it's not got the big engine on the front.
Volvo. I used to have a Volvo car.
It's a Volvo.
Skill level 3, this kit, apparently. Modern truck.
Italeri are known for doing their truck kits. I think they're one of the few manufacturers that actually do truck kits.
Well, 124th is going to be quite a good size as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be quite a significant... That's probably why you don't get the trailer as well for 43 quid.
Yeah, there's a whole range of kits in 124th, isn't there? Especially for trucks where you can sort of mix and match the trailers, things like that for them. So, and there's lots of extras, isn't there?
Yes, because if you buy a truck to do your trucking business, you tend to buy the cab, but you don't buy the trailer.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The trailers are owned by whoever you're transporting stuff for, isn't it?
Yes, and now we all need to go off and play European Truck Simulator.
Yeah. Right, the last kit today is not a kit at all. It's just 00 scale, brown damaged sleeper fence. £1.40. I'm not sure if that's the cheapest thing we've ever had on What's in Store.
I don't know. We had a pencil once, don't forget.
We had a pencil, but I think it was more than that.
Was it? Oh, right, okay. Oh, damn. You're beating me then.
We'll have to in a new thing that we'll introduce. It's a damaged fence.
Javis do a lot of scenery type stuff like that.
Obviously used for dioramas and things like that, but it looks like it's got flocking on it already. I'm assuming it's 00 because it's unless that's the number.
No, it's 00 scale, but I can't remember. Javis do a lot of like railroad and railway scenery, but I
Right.
can't remember what 00 scale is.
Don't know. I know N scale is apparently about 144. So
Well, you would know that one, wouldn't you?
someone in the chat will be aware of what 00 scale is.
Yes, someone in chat reminds us what 00 scale is.
Right. So I shall finish sharing, and when I do that, we'll see whoever is fastest on the answer when I get there. I'm still
Some people have tried to answer already, but we're ignoring anything.
Stop the right. I'm back in the room now, and I shall say we're ready for your answers now.
Now, so everything after Graham Presswood said letter F.
Yes, because the letter F is actually incorrect anyway, so that's just as well.
And he's just retracted it. So you're looking. I actually can't remember what the theme was now.
Well, James Chapman is correct with sleeping. It was asleep. Sleeping. Yep.
Wow, that was the quickest win ever.
It was, and it was quite a. I thought it was quite a challenging one. It's certainly harder than some of the ones that you've done before.
That was for a big sticker, by the way.
Big sticker for that. Well done.
Big sticker. Oh, you can put that on the
You want to find out, make sure James Chapman's not in America before you say it's for a big sticker.
Well, I'll just have to find So James Chapman, hopefully for the love of dog, you're in the UK. Send an email, name, address, and that'll do. And just say you've won our big sticker, and we'll get a big sticker sent to you. Right, we do have some. What are we doing? Are we doing stickery things and stuff?
I can do now. Are we ready for that?
I don't know. Are we ever ready? My body is ready.
Have you got questions now?
We have many questions.
I tried to, make it last long enough to get questions in. So hopefully we've got some questions.
We've had quite a few come through.
got a couple of questions in now, but there's always time for more. If we don't read them out this week, we'll try and keep them for next week. But sometimes.
Yeah, we probably won't.
Just checking something very quickly.
Anyway, Osric 9000 said the theme is things chosen by Chris, which is technically correct as well.
The theme is things for sale. Jamie Bones sent a photograph in. He says, "Can we show it on the stream? Get what people think." I can't transfer it to my computer to share it, so we'll have to maybe get it ready for next week. Unless you're on your laptop there, Ted, or
no, Jamie, can you try and take another picture of it, and we'll try and do it for next week.
If you've got it, the easy way I find of getting pictures onto the stream would be if you can send it through Messenger.
Yeah,
it's just doing it while we're doing the stream. It's probably going to press the button.
Yeah, Jamie, can you try and take it again? It's a little bit out of focus, and then we can try and get it up on screen.
If anybody knows about focus, it's Ted.
Yeah, a bit more light, a bit more in focus, and bop it over, and we'll get it up for next week. Just because right now it's on my iPad and I can't get that onto my computer, we'll probably press a button wrong. That's not a bad idea. Actually, people send us photographs of what they're working on. We can show them off during the stream.
Yeah.
If you want to mail us a picture of either what you've just built or what you're working on, with a little bit of blurb.
David Moore says 00 is the James Bond scale.
Smashing. Sansta does say yeah, smash money penny. Smash. So if you want to send us a work in progress or a finished picture or something you want to show it off, like we do shout outs and stuff. If you want to send us a picture to show off on the stream, we can say, Bob Smith sent us this picture of his thing that he's built and it's awesome. Have a look. Yes.
Yeah. Nice pictures, please. Don't want to shock Ted by sending pictures of anything untoward.
Just one picture. Just send one picture. Try and make it not tiny and make it not badly lit and a long way away. Try and just make it a nice clear picture of whatever it is.
So that'll give you time, Jamie, to take another picture. And we can show it next week.
James Chapman has actually said, Fox, can you give my big sticker to Michael Jackman? I've just noticed I've already got one.
I don't know. Is Michael Jackman want a big sticker?
Michael Jackman does want a big sticker. He did say need big sticker in big text. So
if he wants us to send it to Michael Jackman, we can do that. Michael Jackman, send us an email with your name and address and say you won a big sticker. We won't remember that you haven't won it. We'll just send it out. So so if you've got a picture, you want to send us a picture, and if we can, we'll collate them together and do like a here's some stuff you guys have sent us. But don't forget to upload it to the gallery as well. Yeah, because that's how we then give you a prize at the end of the month if you're
absolutely. TK's taken my selection to heart and he's going to bed. And good night. He says enjoy the stream and such. Night, TK.
Good night, matey. Right, yes, we have some questions. So should we do some stickery giveaways and things?
Dave Cardboard's just realised that I don't sink anymore as he bought a new chair. I haven't bought a new chair. In fact, I threw the old one out when we moved house. I've just sat on a dining chair, so it's not hydraulic and my bum hurts. So,
yes, I'm sure if you give it long enough, you'll start sinking on that chair as well. Right, so we've got little sticker, we've got big sticker, and we've got mug, eModels mug.
Kenneth, it doesn't matter what the picture's about. Just send us a picture. As long as,
What?
yeah, as long as it's model related.
Just a picture of like something
what
you've
you've
just
been
finished building or something you're working on. If you want to send us a picture, and if we can, we'll do a little segment each week where we just show your builds, but still upload them to the gallery because that's where we pick our monthly gallery winner from. Just gives us something to do in the show for 10 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah, good idea.
James Chapman does say who won this month's gallery. I don't remember.
Last week was a person.
I really don't remember. Watch last week's show again.
Yeah, it was that model builder from last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that guy that built the model, or the girl that built the model of the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be on last week's show. Right, should we do a big sticker first or a little sticker?
Yeah, George Taylor is asking, is it a Mr. E sticker or a mystery sticker?
Mr. As in he's an E and he's called Mr. E, as in not Mrs. E, Mr. E.
It's that sticker. It's not a secret sticker. It's that one there. Look.
So we could just put mystery sticker. We still get it. Just put big sticker. Go on, we'll do a big sticker first, shall we? Let's have a look. Okay, we have a question for a big sticker. Let's have a look.
How are you doing, Ted? Are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm fading fast.
You're not falling asleep.
I'll do the sticker questions and I'll drop back into chat.
Okay. Right. Okay. First question we have. This is for the big sticker. It was going to be a Google job because it's from Joanna. So of course, it's a science question, and she's only sent me this so she can try and trip me up on the pronunciation, which I won't get wrong. So the question before we do this, we always do get a lag between video and chat. So if you haven't done it already, refresh your page, and when it's refreshed, drag the slider bar right across the right hand side, so you've got minimal lag between the video and the text. So do that now. We'll wait for you 3 seconds.
You certainly have to Google this answer. So get Google ready.
Yes, get your Google ready.
I'll see if I know it without Googling. Go.
Yes, and we're looking for it most of the date. Don't necessarily need the day, but most of the date will do. You can give me the full date. Okay, this is for a big sticker. We shall refer to it as a big sticker from now on. Question from Joanna. Ready? When was Newton's Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica published? Go.
Well,
when was Newton's Principia Mathematica published? And I pronounced it correctly, Principia. Aha, see? Aha, I know me science. When was Principia published?
Is it not Principia?
Nope, it's Principia.
Well, I've just found all that. I just found all those questions. They didn't come up on my email.
You have to refresh it, Ted.
Yeah, I've got it now.
I'm looking for a month and a year at least, or a day, a month and a year.
We're getting lots of years. Cleveland 77 says last Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure it was earlier than that.
Let's have a look. I keep forgetting what the date is. I've got it down and keep looking at it. And
oh, there you are. Glenn G. I think Glenn G.
It's moved. Yep, Glenn G says the 5th of July, 1687, which is the correct date.
Just before Phil Kett said the same thing.
Oh, so yeah, Glenn G, well done. You've won yourself a big sticker. So just send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk and say, I want a big sticker. I'll need your name and your address.
Uh-huh.
And we'll see where you are, and I'll try and get some smaller envelopes because £3.50 a shot. Oof. Right, so can't believe that. Well done.
George Flouter's got to go, apparently. His daughter's finally being discharged, and we get to go home.
Oh, okay,
So
George.
congratulations on being able to go home.
Go take her home and look after her.
Yep. Take care and give her a hug from us lot. That's kind of weird.
Next week.
Here we are, and we're in a different country. But there you go. Right, so we'll go a little sticker. Tony Blackwell says, I'm late. You're not going to get a big sticker, but you can win a little sticker. You won't have any lag either, so you might be in with a chance. Right, let's have a look. We have more questions. Okay, here we go. It's a question from Mickle Pickle.
All right, I've got that one, yep.
Is everybody ready? Everybody ready?
Andy McLeish says he needs to do this on the laptop in future because he wants a split screen to be able to Google.
Yeah, to do it both. Right, here we go. Question from Mickle Pickle. He says, what British company first produced commercially viable remote control cars in the 1960s? Go. Never heard of them. What British company first produced commercially viable remote control vehicles or remote control cars in the 1960s? Remember, we don't check these for correctness. We go off whatever the answer we're given is.
Yeah, and that was from a question from America as well.
Yeah. Question from America. It's not a name I've ever heard of. There's a clue.
I never heard of it.
No. James Chapman says Dave, which apparently is the right answer.
Huh?
So James Chapman. Wait, hang on. Did James just win the last one? I can't remember. No idea. So well done, James. You've won yourself a tiny little wee sticker. So as always, head to eModels.co.uk with your name and address and just put down you've won the little sticker or the small sticker. Just so we know, we need you to mail us, all of you, if you win something. Yep. Even if you mailed us before and won something before. Because we don't keep your details. As soon as we send you your sticker or your mug or your prize or whatever, we delete your emails. We don't keep them. So
Joanna didn't put her address on her email.
She's probably all right for stickers, though, isn't she?
As you know, we don't keep the details.
Yes, I forgot what I was going to say.
We don't keep your details.
Yeah, even if you won something before, you to mail. We also use the inbox for the email as the list of who to send stuff to. So if you don't mail us to say I've won a sticker or whatever, you won't get your thing. So mail us. Then we have the mug.
Mug.
Yeah. Chris actually got his mug this time.
Generation 2 mug.
Yeah. Mug 2.0. Right, let's go for one more sticker.
Updated.
Joanna Hammond just said she's fine for stickers. So.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Let's have a look. We have a question from G.A. Prestwood. Beep, beep, beep. Right, are we ready for the last one? This is for Temug. From G.A. Prestwood. He says, or she says, of course we don't know necessarily, how many aircrew were killed in the Dambusters raid? Go. How many aircrew were killed in the Dambusters raid?
Oh. This is going to be a surprising answer, either surprisingly high or surprisingly low, I feel. You know the answer.
That's a clue. It's a number between a number and another number.
Yeah.
James Chapman, 53, straight in. There you go.
He's on a roll.
Save on postage tonight, can't you?
Yeah, so you're on a roll. So when you send the mail about the sticker, just say that you've won a mug as well, because then I can forward it on to the guys at eModels and they can do all that. Yay! Because the good thing is, when we send the stickers out, we send those out. When it's a mug, the guys at eModels actually send those out. So well done. You've got that as well. So just do one mail saying you've got the sticker and the mug, and we'll get them.
Unless you've already sent one saying you've got a sticker.
Don't think he has yet. Not had a mail for yet. So yeah, send us a mail for both of those, the little and the mug. Well done.
Yep. And if you want more, if you didn't win a mug, you can get them from the eModels store at cost price with free delivery and no extra cost.
Yep.
To get them for the price that they bought them.
Yeah, that's whatever you pay for them is what they paid for them. He says, "Woohoo! Finally a mug."
Yeah, if you get 6, it could make a nice talking point around the dinner table. So when you have your
Rudy Raddick says, "Google is cheating. Google never cheats."
If you get 6 mugs, then you can send off for the free teapot.
If you get 6 mugs, you can send off for the free set of Esso glasses. Transported from the 1980s. Do you remember that we used to get like sets of glasses and stuff from petrol stations? They were terrible.
Well, you didn't get the sets. You could, or either that, or you could save up with your Green Shield stamps.
I remember Green Shield stamps.
Yeah, you could save up your Green Shield stamps and buy a hostess trolley.
Oh God, yeah, with the clock on it and everything, with the teas made built in.
Teas made.
This house actually had a teas made in it in the 80s.
Yeah, we had a teas made.
Yeah. We had a teas made. The only thing about a teas made was that by the time you went to bed and you got up in the morning, your milk had gone sour.
Yeah.
Never actually thought about that, did they?
Used to use UHT milk.
Did they have UHT milk in the 80s?
When you get up in the morning and the alarm goes off, the tea's there ready made for you, ready, the water's all boiled. Yeah, but my milk's gone winky, so I can't.
The waking up to the gurgling sound of pressurized water pouring into the teapot.
Yeah, it's never a good idea.
Nestor says, I don't know how many that is. That's 479 billion?
Trillion.
300,000 trillion million? I don't know, it's a big number.
Tony
There's a
Blackwell
lot of
said,
Green Steel stamps.
Tony Blackwell said he used to get his Christmas presents from the embassy cigarette coupons.
Oh, do you remember cigarette coupons?
Your parents are smoking themselves about 4 cigarettes in half, trying to get enough coupons in time for Christmas for your bike.
When I was a kid, and we used to go to Pontins every year in Blackpool. That was our summer holiday. We go to Pontins every year, and they'd split the camp into 2 parts to compete against each other, kind of lightheartedly. And it was split into 2 sides. There was like, nowadays it'd be like the red side and the blue side, but in those days they had 2 houses, and it was House Embassy and House Castella. And you were in one, depending on where you were in the camp, you were either in House Embassy or House Castella, and you were competing against each other in all the little competitions and stuff. And it's like, you just can't do that now. Like, tobacco themed just wouldn't work.
I remember, I'm going back to Green Shield stamps. I remember my parents coming home with a great wad of Green Shield stamps and a book and saying, there you are, that's your next job for an hour. Sticking all the Green Shield stamps in the book.
Andy McLeish says, gratis coupons from Benson and Hedges. Other tobacco brands are available. Not that we promote some things on this stream.
Dad says UHT milk was Steri milk in the old days.
Yeah, I don't think I had UHT milk in the 80s.
I just remember. I remember when I was a kid and you go outside and there'd be a bottle of milk on the doorstep and it had gone. It'd be frozen up in the winter and pooped out the top. You'd have a tube of milk. It'd be brilliant. Right. We need to tell people who won the little fun warship, don't we?
Oh, last week's winner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, I'm going to slip back and go into chat.
No problem. All of us did.
Yeah. You're going to go into snooze mode.
Yeah, I'll catch you all next week.
All over and Chris disappears again. Don't come back.
I'll catch you all next week. I'll still be around in chat and watching and listening and things like that. So
Yes.
just falling asleep. So I'll
Good
catch
night.
you all later. See you later.
Take care, Tedward.
Bye.
And thanks to Ted for coming in.
Indeed.
Andy McLeish says licking stamps. There's a flashback from the past.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to lick them anymore, do you? Yeah.
Last time I went to the post office a few weeks ago. Not when I sent all these eModels things out, but about 3 weeks ago. Because I had a load of stuff to send out. A load of envelopes to send to different countries. Because I send stuff out for myself. And the guy there normally gives me all the stamps. While I'm sending out parcels, he gives me all the envelopes and he gives me all the stamps to stick on the envelopes. And he gave me licky stamps, not sticky stamps. I'm like, I've got like 10 envelopes and you want me to lick these stamps? This is like 1983. What? So primitive. I'm like, do people have to do this?
Lots of people in the chat saying, good to see you, Ted. Take care. Bye. Osric 9000 said Ted's actually going to go and find the gin.
Yeah, pretty much. This is elixir. It brings him back. Earl D says, Fox sent you a picture of the night I'm working on. Cool.
Might keep that for next week then.
Yes. Has he? Where did you send it? Did you send it to ted@emodels.co.uk? Did you send it to a different email address?
Other email addresses do apply.
Yeah, but ideally, if you can, send it to the TED because then we know what it's for the live
All
stream.
together in one place.
Yeah, because there's different live streams for different things, and it gets really confusing.
You're going to see who won.
Oh yes, yes.
We don't know who won.
Shall I press the magic buttons?
Press the magic buttons and share with whatever the thingy.
Locking onto me, and I'm doing screen sharings, and I'm doing kapow. So, if you remember last week, we were giving away the Meg Model warship build, the Lexington cartoon ship WB001. It is one of their awesome little egg ships. And the thing I love about this the most, I've got to say it, it's not the ship, it's not the little planes, it's this plane here in the top left, which I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yep.
This little plane here, not only is it spud shaped, the way its little wheel sits there like that on the belly, it's just so cute. Its wheel folded in is actually just stuck on the side. I just want a little. I just happily take the plane. Anyway, yes. So I'll shut up. So that's what the prize was from last week for winning that. So we need to find out who's going to win that. So are we ready? When are we going to be able to win a shirt? Says Michael Jackerman. Don't know when they've got shirts. It's not something they do at the moment. There have been many conversations about merchandising.
Oh, what am I doing with my hand?
I know. I always try and get the best possible picture.
It's a dead one of them.
I think it's one of them, but it's the other one of them. I'll try and get a better picture.
It's not much better.
You still look concerned. No. No.
Yeah, that's better.
There you go. You always look like you're kind of doing a Brian Cox, like looking up at the stars, going, "Oh, look at that constellation! It's brilliant." Yes, conversations have been happening about merchandising with eModels. Keep in mind, we don't actually work for eModels. We do this off the goodness of our own hearts.
Oh,
But they have been having conversations about merchandise and stuff. At the moment, it's all in the works. Anyway, yes, right. So,
says I was stroking the invisible dog.
yeah, there you go. That works, I think, as long as it's family friendly. Now you're just going, yeah, jog on, mate. The door's over there. Go on, out you go. Not drinking any
Bring it on. Come on.
Had enough, mate. Out the door you go. Right, so.
Did I do a lot of talking last week then? It seems to be all pictures of me.
It's because I'm just tormenting you by just trying to deliberately choose pictures of you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because you're the one that wears the red shirt, it's easy to find on the
picture of Ted.
With you wearing a red shirt, it's easy to find you on the scrolly scrubby. He says, not actually finding him now at all. What was that one? I can't find it again now. Oh well, never mind. Sprue Addict says, hello, Mama Fox. She'll hear that now. She'll watch it downstairs on the big telly. I've taught my mum how to watch live streams on the big telly now on the Xbox rather than on a little iPad. So she watches it on the big telly now. Anyway, shut up, Fox. Get on with it. God, that Fox guy never shuts up. Right, so we asked you to do an amusing comment, not necessarily factually correct, but a fact about eggs.
Oh, egg facts, yeah.
We had many facts. Eggs are not square. Chickens are probably grateful. The ovaloid, is that a word? Ovaloid? The ovaloid shape of an egg was used when building the original London sewer tunnel network because the egg shape is strong. Let's have a look. Old eggs tend to stink and drive away evil spirits.
I like eggs don't taste of chicken.
It's true. Well, hopefully they don't. Eggs make a killer mascarpone cream. Oh yeah, I don't know. I've never seen an egg cook. See what I did there? In 1474, a chicken passing for a rooster in Basel, Switzerland, was sentenced to burn at the stake for committing the heinous act of unnatural crime of laying an egg.
Did they burn it at the stake with some barbecue sauce and some breadcrumbs?
Yeah. Do you ever get the impression that people in the 1474 were a bit dumb?
Or hungry?
Yeah. I don't think they would have eaten it, though. If it was heretical, they would have burnt it and left it.
Yeah, I'd have eaten it.
Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look. There's a comment there about not doing shows anymore. Dutch Modelling earlier on mentioned about us not doing shows. He said he just heard it on the show on Friday, on some show on a Friday somewhere. I don't know what that's about. But no, we're not. This show isn't being cancelled. Apparently, says Making Models, eggs are bigger than peas. And then the last one there, Red Lenez, one egg is never enough.
Paul de Tomasio's come in and says, hello, everyone. Just made it in. What's going on? And he says, today it's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday, Paul. You're a little bit younger than me.
Yeah, we need to sing it now, don't we?
Well, nobody sang it to me.
That's because you're on staff. It doesn't count. Shall we sing it?
I don't know. Is he just saying it's his birthday, or is it really his birthday?
Well, we have to take him at his word. The customer is always right.
Well, they say that, but they don't mean it.
Listen, nobody will voluntarily want to subject themselves to us singing happy birthday.
This is also true, yes. Yeah.
Go on, then. We'll do it on the count of three. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you.
You're just.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paul. Happy birthday to you.
That was terrible.
Yep.
I thought you were just going to make the humming noises when I started that.
We should go along to choir practice more often.
Yeah, or just practice.
Sprue Addict says he sang it to me.
Yay.
I bet.
Scale model vamp. Oh, what happened to my comment about eggs? I saw you, Fox, liking it. Now it's not there. I don't know. What comment about eggs? I don't know any comment about eggs.
I don't know. Did you comment as Scale model vamp, or was it another name?
I don't know. I haven't done anything with the comments on the page.
There haven't. They might not all be listed on the thing because.
Yeah, this is only like
it's
28.
You have to load more and things at the bottom and stuff.
Yes.
So
it'll be there. Don't worry. Anyway, we need to pick a winner. I've just been pootling about, so we need to get that done. So that's the YouTube page. We put it into the YouTube random comment picker of comment picking randomly. And you ever get the impression that I surf a lot for, like, Warhammer stuff and models and things, given the advert at the bottom there?
Yeah, we're quite lucky that you don't search for other things, because otherwise
I don't know
will be completely different.
Black silhouette thing with
Is that
I don't know what that
body
is.
paint you ordered?
It looks like a Pikachu with the human body. I don't know. It's a silhouette of something. I don't know. Anyway, let's load that page in. Okay, that can't be right. What I do need to do, in fact, you know what I'll do? Hang on. What he might be referring to when he says, "Where's his comment?" I need to refresh the page so it's up to date. That will include. There you go. That's the picture I was looking for before. That will include any comments that have gone in the last hour or two.
There we go. There he is. eModel Vamps just appeared on top there.
Yeah. So yeah, my correction. My apologies. Yes, he was talking about where's his comment. I forgot to refresh it. So copy that address. Get the address in there.
Oh, Paul says thank you for singing to him. He's 44 years young today.
44 years young.
Yeah, you are younger than me.
Child, a mere child. Right, so we have 41 comments with 39 unique users. Are we ready to pick a winner? This is the longest drawn out, most picking ever. 3, a 2, a 1. Mickle Pickle, the incredible edible egg. Mickle Pickle, you have won yourself. Not me.
No.
You've won yourself. The Meng model warship builder Lexington. You've won this Spud ship with Spud planes. So well done. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All you need to do is send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk and just say that you've won the Lexington. Just put down you've won hashtag WB001 the Lexington, and that will then pass that to the guys at eModels and they'll get that sent out to you.
Congratulations. Scaleward Vamp does say he had to re-comment.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you comment and multiple comments because it does only pick individual single comments.
Although if you do like 35 comments, you've got more chances of winning.
I don't think it does. I think it only picks out because it always scans through less than there actually are, aren't there?
It says how many unique comments there are.
Comments, so I assume that means unique people that commented.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It still, if you do it 10 times, it still counts.
Ah, okay.
Individual comments. Mickle Pickle says, "I never win anything." Well done. You've won that. So yeah, drop an email, ted@emodels.co.uk, your name, address, phone number, just in case. Phone number, and that you've won the Lexington, Meng Lexington, hashtag WB001. And we'll get the guys to send that out to you. So well done. I shall stop sharing. And there we go. So well done. Nice. I always like giving people stuff.
Yeah.
Always good fun. Yeah, so I was going to ask you, Chris, what's on your schedule now with that Zaku?
The Zaku.
You're flying the flag for eModels builds at the minute.
Yeah, pretty much. As I say, I finished the build of the kit itself. I've still got to do the weapons. I haven't done them yet. So they're up and coming. I think he's got a big bazooka-y thing, a machine gunny thing, and some sort of axe, which I'm sure have got all proper Zaku names. But
that'll be a Heat Hawk, a bazooka, and a Zaku machine gun.
Yeah, because it says it in the instructions. It says weapons and armor. Oh, it's got some English bits in it.
Ooh,
Zaku bazooka.
Told you.
Zaku machine gun.
Told you.
Heat Hawk.
Yes.
It's almost like he knows what he's talking about.
I know. It's almost like I know things.
I don't know what happened there. So yes, I have those to do. I think you can put some on, attach them to his belt and his back, and he can obviously hold one. So I think I'm going to have him holding the machine gun, pointing it in a non-threatening manner.
A non-threatening manner.
The bazooka rocket launcher thing is going to go across his back sideways, and he'll have the axe thing clipped to the side of him there.
Yeah, I think the Heat Hawk goes on the side, but you take the colourful bit off, so it's like turned off.
Is there a colourful bit?
There should be a clear plastic. It's called an effect part. If it's on,
I think this one's turned off. It's already turned off. This one you can't. Yeah. So yes, I have the weapons to build, and then some the decal stickers on it and weathering, and that shall be completed. So it's I'm reliably informed that the Zaku are the sort of grunt forces, so they're very knackered and worn out.
Yes, so the cheap produced
weathering it over the top and making it really old and knackered and weathered. So
yeah,
that'll be quite fun.
Cheap kind of mass-produced mobile suits that don't last very long. So,
Sprue Blue Addict's getting cross at Mickle Pickle by saying he never wins anything. He says it's copyright 2018.
Yeah,
I'll see you in court, Mickle Pickle.
There's fighting going on. There's fighting going on in the chat.
Problem is, if the two of them that never win go to court, who's going to win?
Good point.
Yeah, just get thrown out on it.
Is this like a divide by zero thing?
Yeah, they have to cut each other in half and have half each or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Weird. But yes, as I was saying before, you are kind of carrying the can at the moment for the eModels build videos.
Yeah, it seems so. Tony's got something up and coming at some point, isn't he? But
yep, Tony's working on a thing. He says it's 99% done. He's just got the last few bits of editing and stuff to do. Tony's just been kind of really tied up for the last sort of year or so with job and the work and life and stuff. So when we were saying at the start that Ted, Chris, and I do the eModels build videos, there's also Tony as well, who's been doing some build videos. He's just been away from the workbench for a while.
So
yeah, so he's gonna, hopefully that should be soon. Ted's obviously got his big U-boat that he's gonna get back to when he can. I've got at the moment, I'm in the middle of a load of other stuff. I do have a very large Ryefield Panzer. I forgot what it is now. Panzer 5, but Panzer G.
It's a tank.
Panther G. I'm not big.
But you've been putting up some instructional videos as well, haven't you?
I've done a few instructional videos, like quick tip things while I've been doing other things. But in the coming months, I will be doing my Panther G, Panther Ausf G. It's a big German 135th. Big. It's the Ryefield. It's got millions of parts and lots of photo etch. I'll be doing that for eModels. But I've got a couple of other builds on the go, so it's going to be a few months. However, what I will do is, if I can find it, and I think I've said this before, between two builds that I'm doing, my Strike Rouge Gundam that I'm doing now, and the Cesabi that I've got to do after that, I will be doing the little chibi U-boat. This is one I bought for myself, but I said I'd film it for the guys at eModels, so that'll be my next little eModels build. Probably in a month or two, I'll get on that. It won't be a big series, but while Ted's building his big 4 foot long one, I'll do a little quickie one with this, so that should be quite good fun. I'm looking forward to that. It won't take long. It's like 10 parts, and I'll have fun painting and weathering it. So.
Richard Gibbs says, if Zaku's are cheap suits that don't last long, shouldn't they all look brand new?
Why are you?
They look like that when they come out of the factory, but then by the time they've got down the end of the road next to the factory, they're all covered in mud and rusty. And
yeah, depends where they're stationed. They might be stationed out in the middle of nowhere, and therefore they'll get, because some of the Zaku's were like Earthside and stationed on planets and on sides, so they can get dirty and scruffy, and they didn't all get destroyed straight away, but they weren't. I think the in-universe thing is that they're produced cheaply and therefore they look pretty scruffy quite quickly, like knackered old Russian tanks. I like to think of them.
Spruglu has a question.
Yes.
Do Tamiya paints work with wet palettes? I think in theory they should, but you'd have to use a wet palette that's built with Tamiya thinners or something. Yeah.
In short, no. In long, no. No, wet palettes only work with water-based acrylics. Tamiya are alcohol-based acrylics. They're closer to lacquers than acrylics, so it won't work at all.
You can't. 9,000. Sorry. Okay, carry on. Before you, I was going to go on to something else, but you've got to finish that one yet.
Okay, I was going to say, well, they are. You can thin Tamiyas with waters, but it's not the best. It doesn't give you the best effects. They're designed to it with alcohol thinners, so you can't really. It might sort of work, but I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't actually recommend brushing with Tamiya paints anyway. Try and stick to airbrushing Tamiyas. That's what they're best at.
Old D says a vodka wet palette would probably work.
Yeah, you might not get much painting done though.
Yeah. No. Osric 9000 said, Fox, that sub should take at least 6 parts. And Sprugler Addict says a gin wet palette.
Yeah, that'll definitely mean you get no painting done with a gin wet palette. Yes, I mean I've tried thinning Tamiya paints with water before. You can do it. They just change the way they behave. They go a bit grainy and bitty, and sometimes the paint can lump up into little particles because it's not designed to be thin with water. It's designed to be thin with alcohol-based thinners. So, because they are close to lacquers, so I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't actually recommend brushing with Tamiya anyway, apart from little bits of detail painting and stuff.
The Tamiya, I've thinned a few pots already for airbrushing, so you can sort of use them straight from the pot, pre-thinned painting. But again, painting's never a good idea with. I know people have had good success with it, but I've done it. It works, but it doesn't work great.
Yeah, it's not that you can't brush paint with Tamiya paints. It's that if you give me a choice between, I take a water-based acrylic, I put a little bit of water on brush, I do that on a wet palette and I'm brushing, or I get a Tamiya-based Tamiya acrylic and I have to get the thinning ratio just right and get it the right thickness, and then I've got to brush it on, but I can't brush another coat on very quickly because that'll pull up the paint that's just gone on. I've got to be really careful. This is too much hassle. Give me a water-based paint, brush it on, done, brush done, and it's quick to dry. Tamiya's strength is airbrushing the paints, because for that they're brilliant. They're really tough and durable because they are close to lacquers. They're really tough and durable, much more durable than water-based acrylics. So I mean, it's not that you can't brush them; it's just why do the complicated one when you can do the simple one? Sometimes it's about making life easy for yourself. Yes, you can. Yes, I could cycle to Norwich, or I could just drive my car for an hour or two. It's that kind of thing. You don't always have to take the most complicated route, and it's a lot less complicated to use water-based acrylics.
George,
if you do use them, and you do use a wet palette will improve your brush painting prowess 1,000,000,000%. Trust me on that.
George Taylor asks, will oil paint work on a wet palette?
Nope, because it's not water-based. The only thing that works on a wet palette is water-based paint. Because that's the idea. Oil paints, you don't really need a wet palette because oil paints are nice and smooth anyway. You can thin them naturally, and they're not really designed.
Tony Blackwell says oils take so long to dry anyway that it's not a case of having it out for too long is going to be a problem.
Yeah, and it's more the reason you use a wet palette is to get the paints thinned enough that they don't dry out quickly, and also to get them so you can get them thin enough to build up smooth layers of paint. Oil paints you can work for so long that you can get them smooth anyway, so they're not going to dry out.
Mickle Pickle has got a question for both of us. Are there any kits you don't have that you want to build? I personally, not that I know of. Then again, I didn't know that tank thing existed that I got yesterday. So I don't know. I mean, being that I do 144 stuff, it sort of limits to what I can build because there's not so many kits available in 144 stuff. So at some point, I'll end up having all of them. I haven't bought any kits for probably a year now myself. I've got a stash of kits that I'm working my way through, obviously, and doing the eModels builds as well. There's only so much time in the day, only so much time I can spend building. So I'm working through what I've got, and so I got a pile of them for my birthday yesterday as well. So there's not any particular kit that I've seen and think I really want that. So not yet.
I don't really know. I mean, I'm trying to think now because I've got, like Chris, I've got a stash of stuff I need to build, and I need to get through my stash because I'm not really in a position to buy lots of new kits at the minute. Not that flush, so I need to start working through my stash. In terms of kits, is there a kit that I'd want to build? I don't really know because I don't know. I really don't know. But part of me is kind of wanting to, because I'm doing a Warhammer army, is wanting to get a load of Death Corps of Krieg figures. I've got 10 dudes. Part of me wants to get a load of tanks and stuff for Death Corps of Krieg, but it's all resin, and it's like Forge World resin, not that great. So I don't know. I can't really think of a kit that I want to build that I haven't got. But I'll probably see one every 5 minutes. I need that for my life, and that's why I've got a big stash. But I can't think of one at the minute.
Yeah, Ted's made it into chat. He says oils can be blended on the model.
Yes.
So that's another reason to not use a wet palette, because you don't need to mix and blend them so much. Yeah.
George Taylor did say, "Is that a stupid question?" It's like, no, there are no stupid questions, George. No,
just stupid people answering them.
Yeah. If you've got a question, you're asking it because you don't know the answer. It's not a stupid question. It just means you don't know the answer. So Sprue Glue says, so stick to Vallejo color and Citadels then. Not necessarily. There's Vallejo model color, Vallejo game color, Vallejo air. There's Citadel paints. There's Army Painter paints. There's I think it's SMS paints. They're an Australian one. Are they lacquers? I can't remember. There's Ammo by MIG. There's AK Interactive paints. There's tons of different water-based paint manufacturers. 99% of acrylics are water-based, apart from Tamiya. I don't know why Tamiya call themselves acrylics, because they're not. They're alcohol-based. But yeah, there's tons. You don't have to stick to just like. I mean, I would say Citadel and Vallejo are two of the best for brush painting. For airbrushing, then Citadel, Vallejo. I mean, any of them are brilliant. Whichever your locals, obviously eModels stock quite a big range. You've got Mr. Colour, they do some water-based ones. They've got Revell Aqua, they've got Vallejo, they've got AK, they've got the MIG stuff. So you got a big selection just from eModels. So have a look around, but just go for whichever colour you need. The thing with water-based acrylics is you can mix them all together from different brands because they're all just water-based paints. They all play together quite nicely. So I just look for the colour you want and see who does that.
George Taylor asks, have you ever had someone destroy a model you built? My brother smashed the USS Constitution with a a basketball bat. I think he means baseball bat.
It says
I built as a kid. I cried.
No, but somebody built when I was a small child. I don't know why, but one of my parents' friends built me a Cutty Sark. I was like 9 or something. No interest in ships. He built me this beautifully painted Cutty Sark, and one day I threw my Evil Knievel in it by accident, smashed into this Cutty Sark, which was on the big table, and just destroyed it. And I'm like, oh no! So I ran round to the guy's house. Can you fix it? I don't know why he built me. Somebody I barely knew, my parents' friend, spent weeks and weeks building this model of the Cutty Sark for me, and I'm like, I don't know why.
I'm assuming Evil Knievel broke lots as well, because didn't he break every bone in his body at some point?
No, he was bendy. He was bendy, so he survived. I think for some reason, if I threw him and he went, I watched him in slow motion go spong into the. I was like, oh no. I was always told the only stupid question is the one you don't ask, as Mickle Pickle. There are no such things as stupid questions. Andy McLeish says there's there's watercolors. I've heard the name. I'm not familiar with watercolors, but there are tons and tons of like paint manufacturers. Yeah. Some big, some small manufacturers. There are some small companies out there that you may not know the names. Just have a hunt around. There's tons of really good paints out there. P3 paint, yeah, it says Earl D. That's the one I can remember. P3 paints are supposed to be very good.
Yeah, Tony Blackwell says Revel Aqua, and Philly says they're pretty fantastic. Revel Aqua.
Yep. I think Tony showcased some of those when he did his Terminator videos. Have a look on the channel for those. He tried some of those out.
Andy McLeish says Fox use spoon. I'm not sure why. But,
who says that?
Andy McLeish.
Kenneth M says,
time to time.
Kenneth M says scale 75 paints are good. I think they're the ones that are ridiculously matte. I think scales are they the one that are like the most ridiculously matte paint you ever come across? I think they're supposed to be very good for brush painting. Skipper Ted, yay! He says to Sprue Glue, he says that oils can be used for more than just painting. They add many effects. I don't paint with oil paints, but I use them for things like weathering. So streaking, tints, filters. You can use oil paints if you've got, say, I can't really find anything, but say you had a thing that's black. You can't see that, can you? Say you had a thing. Let's say this is a spaceship, and there were tiles all over it, and they were all painted like light blue, and you wanted this one to be a slightly different shade of blue, but you didn't want to repaint it to just get some pattern variation. You could just use a very thin bit of oil paint. Of slightly like a darker color, and just do that panel, very thin coat like a glaze, and it would tint it. Quite good use for oil paints. You do a lot with oil paints. You take advantage of the fact they take a long time to dry.
Andy McLeish was calling you a spoon for smashing up the Cutty Shark with
Cutty Shark.
I think he said Cutie Shark, but
Cutie Shark. Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Joanna Hammond says she tries to use Vallejo for 2 simple reasons. 1, they work, and 2, they are cheap compared to some of the others.
Anders Ericsson's asking, any of you have problems with ammo acrylics not drying completely after airbrushing? And Tony Blackwell answers and says there's a real technique to ammo paints. You have to build it up in very thin layers.
Yes. The one thing that sets ammo paints apart from every other water-based acrylic out there is how you airbrush them and how you apply them with an airbrush. Every other water-based acrylic can just be blacked all over your model with an airbrush, no problem, it'll dry. Ammo, you can't do that. If you slap the paint on in thick layers, it'll orange peel, it'll take forever to dry, it'll look shiny. You have to apply them in very thin misty coats and build the color up slowly. It's the only way you can apply them. You cannot do it you can't do like a mist coat and then a heavy coat. You have to do a mist coat and then a mist coat and then a mist coat, and you build it up. I've said it before on the show, but Ammo, when they first launched their paints, they shot themselves in the foot because they didn't explain that at all, anywhere, to anybody. And everybody got these new paints, and everybody treated them like every other water-based acrylic and slapped them all over the models, and they came out terrible because they were shiny, or they were orange peeled, or they were horrible and thick and runny, and it was like, these paints are terrible. And Ammo had to come out and say, actually, you're just doing it wrong. They look like that because you're doing it wrong. And then they explained, and they put videos up saying this is how you apply them, and everybody went, oh right, now you tell us. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they first launched those paints, because it was a bit of a PR disaster. Everybody was like, these paints are terrible, when they weren't. They're really good paints. You just have to apply them correctly. So mist coats, you can't put thick coats on. You have to build them up really, really slowly.
It's the ammo lucky varnishes that you've recently started using, and they've got full instructions on the bottle, haven't they?
Yes, for eModels, it's on the eModels channel. I managed to secure, as in I asked them to send me them, one of each of the ammo lucky varnishes. I've got the ultra matte, I've got the satin, I have the glossy, and I have the, can't find it now. They're all ultra matte. I don't want ultra matte. Where's it gone? Matte. Ultra matte, satin, and glossy. And I've been trying for a long time to get an airbrush varnish that works, because I can't rely on my rattle can varnishes. I use Humbrol 49 and I love it to bits, but it's not always good weather. So I've started, I got these. I need to clear my throat. Give me 1 second.
I didn't realise that they fit so well in the Hobby Boss, the Hobby Zone drawers. So I might have to
I've got a whole mess.
rethink some of my.
You can stack them up. But yeah, so I said to the guy, I asked eModels to send me some so I could review them. And I've been trying to find airbrush varnishes for a long time. I've tried the other ammo standard ones. I've tried the AK ones. I've tried the Vallejo ones. And it's not a question of the products are no good. It's a question that I could never get the hang of them, because you have to get them just right. So the one thing I couldn't do was spray a matte varnish with my airbrush. I just couldn't do it. I'd be like, it'd either go frosty, or it'd be too thick, or it'd be satin. It's supposed to be matte. Couldn't do it. And then I tried these lucky varnishes. And the one thing about these is they're designed to go straight in the airbrush from the bottle. Most of the varnishes, you have to thin them a bit. Like the bog standard ammo ones, you have to thin them. The Vallejo ones, you have to thin them, some of them. You just put this straight into the airbrush. But it actually has, for the first time ever that I'm aware of, instructions on the back. And they are basically, for most of them, use it neat, set your airbrush to 17 psi, spray a very thin mist coat, let it dry for 5 minutes, repeat, and that's it. And I got brilliant matte coat using the ultra matte and the matte. And I got a nice gloss, and I got a brilliant satin. And I could do it, and it worked perfectly. First time I tried it, it worked absolutely brilliantly. And I was really chuffed. And the ultra matte came out, as it says, ridiculously matte. It was like so matte. And it was just 3 or 4 very light misty coats. And I was well chuffed, because now I can use those. I couldn't use any others, not because the others weren't good, but because they were a bit finicky and you had to get them just right. Those things, as long as you just follow the instructions, they're really simple. 17 psi. The only difference is the ultra matte is a bit different, because that can also be used as a matting agent for paint. So that does say very, very small print. I can hardly see it. That says about 15 psi, but you can do it the same. 15 to 17 psi, do a couple of light mist coats. This one doesn't say a couple of light mist coats. It doesn't say to leave it 5 minutes between, but you can do. But they're brilliant. So yeah, if you've not tried them, the Ammo Lucky Varnish, not the bog standard ones, but they're nice. But if you want a really easy time, the Ammo Lucky Varnishes, they're super simple to use and they're really nice.
Anders says, great. How long do you let the layers dry between sessions? Still talking about the AK paints. Ted said just a minute or two, which I assume is about right. It's just until the thin layers dry, which being thin layers, they don't take long to dry, do they?
Yeah, again, with ammo paints again are different. With every other water-based acrylic, you can dry it with a hairdryer in seconds. With ammo, you can't do that. You have to let it dry naturally. You can, but it can affect the finish. So I tend to, with ammo paints, if I airbrush them, I airbrush the mist coat on, give it a few minutes, give it a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes or whatever, and do the next coat. If you're doing a light misty coat, it won't take long to dry. It'll flash off quite quickly. So you can, if you want to, you can just, in the past, I've sprayed on a very light mist coat and just got some air from the airbrush and just blown over it for a minute and then gone in with the next coat. Just don't hair dry it, because that can change the structure of the paint with the ammo paints. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What are we doing in chat? What time are we on anyway? We're on 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, yeah. We're about finishing time, really. But any last minute questions for anyone?
Yeah, anything coming through at the last moment? Just a minute or two. Oh, that's there. That's for Anders' question.
Yep.
A few more comments about varnishes. Vincent at Mr. Less Model Making says that the easiest one for him that he's used is Mr. Hobby Aqueous. Never tried that one. Let's have a look. Joanna Hammond says she likes the Vallejo varnishes because you get quite a lot for a cheap price.
I've got a matte Vallejo varnish, which
is that the Ultra Matte you've got? I suppose that's supposed to be very, very good.
Just, I think it just says matte.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says acrylic matte varnish, 75/20.
Yeah, I know some of the Vallejo ones and the AK ones are supposed to be very, very good as well. But it's, like I say, it's not that I've been let me start that again. It's not that the products are no good. It's when I've tried to use any of the others, I've just sucked because I've never been able to get the hang of it.
Yeah, I mean the thing with any paint, I'm doing 144 stuff, so it's small. There's not a lot of painting involved. So where people might have trouble with lots of dry tip or anything like that happening when you're painting a big area, I'd very rarely paint a big area, so I'd have less problems because I'm only painting a very little bit. I've only got a small cap on my airbrush, and I very rarely fill it. I just put a bit in and paint it, and then if I need to top it up, I do. So even the varnishing, say it works, but I'm only doing it a little bit. If I had to do a bigger kit, like when I come to do that tank, I might have more of a problem.
Yeah, it depends what you're using it for. I mean, I think, say with me, it was just more a case of, I think the only reason I can use the ammo stuff quite nicely is because you just literally put it in the airbrush and go. You don't have to mess about with thinning and stuff. And I'm usually too impatient to thin things carefully, so that's where I fall over, I think. And then I put too much on because you're spraying a clear liquid that you can't see, and I always fall over when that happens. Vincent Mr. Lowe saying he's had some issues with some of the ammo stuff clunking up in the bottle. And no, I seem to remember they did have an issue with the first sort of batches they made when they first came out, and they fixed that. So that might be, if it was a while ago, it might have just been that initial batch.
Those lucky ones you've got have got balls in them, haven't they?
Yes, they have stirring balls. But I think some of the initial batches they made when they first came out went a bit wrong. They had some issues with them. I think they've fixed that. If I remember rightly, they've since fixed that. So it may just be you had an early batch, maybe.
Yeah, he says that'd be it then.
It was the first batch. Says he got some water-based gloss interior varnish that I thin for a finishing gloss coat. Don't do gloss finish often, either satin or matte most of the time. Yes, we know which one that is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm the same. I don't make glossy shiny models. So the only time I ever use a gloss varnish is to do decals or weathering. I don't make shiny models. So
apparently, Mr. Loth's Vincent's had the first batch.
Yeah,
but they did have balls in them, but they're all glued to the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, they did. If I remember rightly, I remember reading they did have some issues with that first few batches. So I think it was just if you try and give them, because I remember one of my followers said, "Yeah, I got some and they were terrible," but then they told me it was the first batch. They sent me some more. I've not tried them yet, so. I'd give them a go. Have another look at them because I just so easy. I'm like, I'm going to try this. Wow, that worked. So there you go. Right, I think that's kind of everything, though, isn't it?
Yep.
Do acrylic varnishes clean through an airbrush the same way as acrylic paints as sprue glue? Yes, just use the same products you ever do. Airbrush cleaners. If it's a solvent-safe airbrush, you can use your isopropyl alcohol. Just treat them exactly the same. The only difference between using paints and varnishes, if you've been spraying varnish, as soon as you've finished, strip the brush down and clean it out thoroughly. If you don't clean out some paint, it's not the end of the world because then you can come back and clean the paint out later. If you don't clean out varnish, you've varnished the inside of your airbrush. So yeah, if you're spraying varnishes, as soon as you've finished, strip the thing down, do a proper full field strip and clean it properly, just to be safe, because you don't want to clog the inside up with varnish. Varnish is a lot harder to take out your airbrush than paint. So there you go. But that's going to do us, I think. So all it remains to say is thank you very much for Ted for coming in tonight, because we appreciate it can be a struggle for him. So any time he can spend with us is more.
He did longer this week than he did last week, so he might be progressing further on each week.
Yeah, he's getting better. For those that don't know, he's been poorly sick for a while, so he's kind of recovering now, which is why he's back in little stints on the show. We don't want to overtax him though, because we'll get told off by Mrs. Ted.
Yep.
But that's going to do us. So until next time, thank you very much, Chris, for this evening. Happy birthday yesterday and all that.
Thank you.
It just remains for us to say thank you so much for everyone for watching. We'll be back again next week. And brain suddenly stopped halfway through a sentence.
Same time, same place. See you there.
Yep. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Adios, amoebas.
Good night.